Welcome in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray with you tonight on a Thursday night. Football is tonight. We'll have you covered till 11 o'clock. There is one college game in the ACC tonight. But the NFL game, the Packers and Washington Commanders, it's a big one, and we'll have it all night long. Well, we'll be live doing a local sports talk show, or whatever you want to call this type of show, at 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube. What's up, fam? The numbers are growing on YouTube, everybody, and I appreciate that. Just go over to youtube.com and then search 98.5 The Sports Hub. You'll see a little graphic that says, listen to the Joe Murray Show. And boom! Just click live, and there'll be a nice little chat in there. So if you sign in, you can join the chat. I like to read the chat because tonight it's just myself and James Scaramazino. You guys know him as Scaz. And it's just us tonight. No interns, no Street Team Joe. And I feel lonely. It's just us and Luis as well. And you guys at 617-779-0985. Oh, I got Patriots. I got Red Sox tonight. And we're going to do a little bit more Sox as there's a big series tomorrow with the Yankees. And I was trying to think of the last time there was meaningful baseball this late into the season. We'll discuss that coming up in just a little bit. But, man, there was a lot of articles today to digest regarding Drake May. I feel like everybody's now getting their shot in. And what I mean by shot is their opinion. Everybody's giving their opinion of what's going on with Drake May or what the Patriots are doing with Drake May. And, of course, Josh McDaniels spoke today. I've been waiting all week to hear from him. So we'll have that for you coming up in just a little bit. Once again, the phone number 617-779-0985. And, well, our opening take is presented by Super Service Today. Day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. What is the Patriots' identity? Think about it. Let it resonate. What do the Patriots actually do well? Oh, wicked Jeopardy Joe right there, Skaz. Just opening it up with a question, following it up with the question, and then giving the take in the form of a question. Wow, Maz and Mike Felger would be proud at this one. This is a true Jeopardy Joe moment right now as I crack my Celsius. What is the Patriots' identity, and what do they do well? I mean, we said the best position group on offense was running back. How'd that show out this week? I mean, it's not the receivers. It's not the offensive line. The tight ends are the security blanket, but do you want to be boasting that your tight ends are the strength of the team? It's not the defense. It's not the D. It could be the D-line, I guess. Could be the linebackers. Secondary, safeties? No. How about special teams? What are they good at? What do they do well? What is their identity? I mean, I'll just go back to special teams, right? If a team is like a gritty, but they have good special teams, they hang in always, right? Because it's field position, it's getting points when you need it, right? It's not making mistakes during crunch time. It's doing fire drill kicks like you saw the Chiefs do last week. It's all those kind of things. But is there anything at all that the Patriots actually excel in? And I'm trying not to be negative here. Like, I'm trying not to. I'm simply asking the question. As you're driving around or sitting around, I'm asking you, is there anything that the Patriots, through one game, or at least consistently, is there anything that they exceed in? And will we see anything this weekend that could change? Could the quarterback position look better? Could the running backs be their biggest strength? Could we see a better offensive line? Absolutely. How about the secondary and all the moves they've made? Is it their linebackers? Is it the pass rush? I mean, last week, I thought the pass rush on Tua was pretty good. That's why he, made those turnovers. So I'm asking you guys, what do they do well? Because I got nothing. I'm trying to be fair. I do think their tight end plays probably their best and most consistent And I'm just not sure if that is if that's what's best for business right there. And there's a lot of heat this week on Drake May, and we'll get into it. But I saw this quote today from Josh McDaniels, and we'll let you guys hear more coming up in a bit. Josh McDaniels today says he wants the offense to be balanced. I'll ask you the same thing I asked about the Patriots. What is Josh McDaniels' identity? What does he do well? What does he exceed in? Could any of that change this weekend? It could. I thought McDaniels was good with young quarterbacks. I thought. But when I really look at it, he's only worked with one, and now Drake May. Any other quarterback that came along struggled. I know Jimmy Garoppolo, I'd give you, was pretty good, but he got hurt too, right? Brissett developed. But like Jared Stidham got bounced out of here, and he started games in the league and got a nice little contract as a backup. But when he says he wants to be balanced, can you actually be balanced? Can you actually run the ball as many times as you throw the ball? Or maybe, I don't know, run it more than 3 times in the second half? There's a blueprint for the Patriots to use this week, and it's what the Colts did last week. They ran on him. They ran for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. They have to run the football. I've been screaming this all week long. But if Josh McDaniels says they want the offense to be balanced, that's up to you, bro. The defense also held Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to 70 combined receiving yards. Again, they're a little short at cornerback, and, Christian Gonzalez doesn't look like he's playing again. They also had 3 turnovers from Tua Tagovailoa, but they took away the middle of the field. He couldn't get the ball out quick, and he had 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. But do the Patriots have that kind of identity? Can they run the ball? Can they contain big play wide receivers? Can they force turnovers? Do they have that identity? I don't know. But every article that I read today was patience with Drake May. Drake May's about to face pressure. How will he respond? They're out there. Patriots fans should be patient with Drake May is another article I saw out there today. There's a lot out there regarding Drake May and being patient. Where is that coming from? Sniffing around on that one, Skaz. It's smelly. Why are all those articles coming out today? Do they think it's going to be a little bit longer to learn the offense? And a little bit longer to maybe get to where they need to be? Are they worried about the Dolphins this week? When I see articles like this, I feel like stuff's getting spewed to the media. And I'm sniffing it out. I think the Dolphins win this week based off the betting line alone, but there's recency bias in this league. People think the Dolphins were ranked the 32nd worst. They were ranked the worst team in football after week 1. I think they bounce back this week. Patriots find their struggles in the secondary, and the heat catches them. Because as we saw last week, they had no juice in the second half. And in Miami, it's hot. And I'm wondering if they won't have that same juice in Miami. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. Skaz is here as well. We'll get his thoughts. We're here until 11 o'clock tonight. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
Raiders game, the decision to kind of lean more into the passing game as opposed to
Yeah. We obviously we want to stay balanced as much as we can. That's always been the way we have operated offensively, and I know that's the way we intend every game to go. I've said it a million times. I've never called a perfect game, and would love to be right on the perfect line of balance every week. And so just when you look back at things, there's things you wish you would have done a little different here and there. And at the end of the day, I always want to try to do what's best for the team. And some weeks that's better done than others, So always try to learn from previous experiences, and certainly would try to do a good job of maintaining balance every week that we can until obviously the game
falls. Everybody, Josh McDaniel. The offensive coordinator who thinks nothing's wrong here. The offense is fine. What are you talking about? I mean, I'd like to be more balanced, but everything's fine. Everything's fine. Sorry, bro. It's not. Not with you. I'm sorry. Not with you. And if you want to get personal, you can feel that way about me, fine. But Josh McDaniels, nope. Sorry. He's got a lot to prove. A lot to prove. What else did he say today that got me? I bet you me and him would get along, but I just don't like some of the things he has to say. Is there too much? Oh, was that a part of the Skaz? Was that what a part of the too much on his plate quote? The too much on his plate one. Just to set it up quickly. Are people wondering where this came from? Because I don't know. I've been talking about it. Maybe it's me. I'm not trying to take credit for something that people are talking about, but I don't know. Maybe you are listening to the show. Maybe you do hear us at night. We didn't like the Vrabel hire. We didn't like Josh McDaniels being the offensive coordinator. We didn't like any of those things. Oh, but who would you rather have? I said I'd rather have Thomas Brown, and I'd rather have Ben Johnson or somebody else. I'll give you more names if you really need them. But anyways, I do give Vrabel credit for being a building blocks guy, turning the roster over. And, I guess everyone respects him and likes him. And they did spend money this offseason. It's now the Josh McDaniels thing that's a problem for me. Let's face it, Drake May last year was a cowboy, right? He was a cowboy. He didn't know anything. He was just out there making plays with ability. But now you're going to run this offense, kid. You're going to run it. You're going to run it. You're going to learn it. So when people say, is there too much on his plate? Yeah. The kid barely ever knew a playbook in his life. He's had four different offensive coordinators in his life. I don't know. I'm almost surprised that I'm upset with myself now because I should have seen this coming. And I did sniff it out a little bit because it's a McDaniels. If it was somebody else, I'd be like, all right, well. That guy, though, I don't trust him. His offense is built to get the ball out fast. Drake May is not that guy. The offense doesn't fit Drake May. That is my take. But let's listen to what everybody had to write today. Patience with Drake May. The rookie label's been ripped off like a Band-Aid, says Andrew Callahan. The last guy is long forgotten. It's now on you. It's time to see it, prove it. Show us what we've expected, what we promised ourselves and believed. And this is where New England is or will be soon with Drake May. After 3 years of grade A, organic coach-fed dysfunction in Foxborough, and only one winning season since 2019, we're desperate for competitive football again. Because of May and Mike Vrabel, last Sunday felt like the first time we might get a glimpse of the Patriots as we once knew them, and it wasn't. May responded poorly to literal pressure in the loss to the Vegas. While his counterpart, Geno Smith, outdueled him in the second half comeback, May went 4 of 8 for 41 yards and interception. He took 4 sacks and threw with scattershot accuracy when he was hurried or hit. Teammates suggested May took the loss hard this week. Oh. You know, I heard, somebody told me then in the media, I guess, Drake May sounded really upset after the game. I'm curious how he responds to that. I am. I'm actually curious now. And again, this is what Andrew Callahan wrote, who I love. But he did put in there that teammates suggested May took the loss hard, and I heard that same thing. So, guys, I don't know if you got that clip ready, but today the media did ask Josh McDaniels about too much on his plate. I only heard a little bit of Felger and Maz today on my way in, and I know that Felger's like, well, why are we talking about too much on Drake May's plate? Like, he should be able to handle it. I'm telling you, this kid has been all athletic ability his entire career. He's had 4 different offensive coordinators. Like, he's just won by athletic ability alone. So when I tell you that learning an offense might be hard for this kid, it might be. And again, we've sourced it. Other people say that he's picked it up well. When with Minnesota, many people were very surprised about it. But I think that him learning the offense, trying to work on his fundamentals, learning new players as well, and the pressure that he does have, I think it's a lot on his plate. Is that a good way to put it? It's not just making the calls at the line and the cadences and everything like that. It's the pressure. And when I give you those numbers, 4 of 8 for 41 yards and an interception with 4 sacks, that's pressure. He felt it, and he was scattershot. Let's hear what Josh McDaniels had to say about too much on his plate.
Like I said, it was sort of, the question was, does Drake have too much on his plate? And we said, we evaluate everything. We want guys to be in the best position possible. What did you make of what you gave him? And did you think that was an issue at all on Sunday?
No. We haven't given him anything more than what we've given him all year, which is not too much. I think we have to understand it's his first game in our system. I think we all learned a lot from each experience we've had, every practice, Washington, joint practice, Minnesota, preseason games, the little that we were able to work together, obviously. And then, the first full game, that we have an opportunity to go through our operation and see things for the first time and use our rules and follow our rules. Thought he made a lot of good plays, thought he made a lot of good decisions. But I'm focused really on the process of him getting better every day, because I think the view of it is, it's got to be a long-term vision of where this guy's going to be. He's going to be a really good player, and we just, there's things that are going to happen in every game, for especially at that position, that aren't going to be perfect. It's really hard to play a perfect game at that spot, let alone any spot. But no, I think Drake does an incredible job of preparing. He's got a great attitude and mindset, and we're trying to do the things that help the team win, and we'll continue to do that.
Oh, that didn't make me feel good either. Well, whatever happened to? Oh yeah, he'll be ready this week. Yep. We're going to work as hard as we can. We'll get all our quarterbacks ready to go this week. Now that one I would have sniffed that one out too, Skaz. So I've shared my feelings on this, Skaz, enough. I read into this is our job, right? Our job is to have the stories of the day and deliver them to the people tonight. And the stories of the day are: give Drake May time. Drake May needs time. Then here comes Josh McDaniels with, nope, we haven't given him much. Oh, we haven't given him much? So if we haven't given him much, does he suck? Like, what's going on here? I didn't like that. Now I'm starting to feel like we're being disclaimered. Like we're getting this is going to take time, everybody, relax. So that's why that's not my chicken stir fry, all right? That's me thinking trouble's ahead, and they know it. That's what I thought about that, Skaz.
We haven't given him anything more than what we've given him.
What'd you think of that?
That was a lot of word salad right there to say nothing.
And you know I'm out on salad.
That was, not exactly a vote of confidence there, I would say. We haven't given him anything more than what we've given him. I think that's very insightful. That's good. That means a lot to people. Makes us all feel a lot better.
Skaz, what's the Patriots' identity?
Coach turnover, player turnover.
Ownership doesn't spend money.
Misfires in the draft.
Just keep going, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying.
you got some
here.
good ones I didn't even think of.
We got some, maybe some...
always talking about the past.
A lot of past.
Worried about coaches
nostalgia.
elsewhere.
Yep. Fighting with coaches who are no longer here. That's a big one.
Hall of Famers for guys that left their franchise years ago.
I like that.
Stuff like that. But you're right. The Patriots' identity right now is
statues
about the past
and lighthouses.
Statues and lighthouses. Yes, because there's nothing to talk about on the football field.
Well, there is. It's just not good.
Yeah, and listen, I know Drake May's the shiny new car. He needs work. It doesn't mean he stinks. It doesn't mean he stinks or we don't think he's going to be good. But I feel like they're telling the media now, hey, guys, he needs time, man. Hey, when he had pressure, he only threw for 40 yards and had an interception. Like, we've only given him so much. Like, I don't feel good about that, guys. I don't feel good about that one bit. Not one bit. But when it comes to Drake May's development, it's going to take more than a rookie season with an underwhelming cast and a few games with a new offensive coordinator to make any judgment, says Mark Daniels of Mass Live. It's never wise to overreact to week one results. Let's not forget about last season. The players gave Gerard Mayo a Gatorade bath. True. May's development is the most important storyline for the Patriots this season. That's why everyone cares so much about how he looks. It's why we worry when we see him miss a pass to DeMario Douglas on third down. It's why you cover your face after another shaky interception. Let's not forget May was the youngest starting quarterback in the NFL last season. Hear that? Where do you think they heard that, Skaz? I'm telling you, they're getting fed this stuff. Or the fact that McDaniels is his fourth offensive coordinator in 4 years. Where'd you hear that one? May shows flashes, glimpses, and his potential. We saw it on Sunday when he hit DeMario Douglas for a touchdown right in a tight window. We saw it when he connected with Kayshon Boutte for multiple deep passes. For now, at age 23, flashes of potential are fine. But as the season progresses, May will have to show more. He has to cut down on poor decisions and ball security. He also needs not to get happy feet when he runs into danger. And he needs help to his offensive line. At some point, May needs to live up to the potential. It needs to be realized. May entered an imperfect situation with an underwhelming roster and coaching staff last year. He played behind an offensive line that allowed the most sacks in the NFL since 1999 for the Patriots. He threw to a cast of receivers who struggled to beat man coverage. For May to realize his potential, he needs time and help. Man, it's another article that says that. It's why the Patriots started 4 new offensive linemen on Sunday. It's why they drafted Will Campbell and they signed Stephon Diggs. The young quarterback needs time in McDaniel's system. The offensive coordinator also needs to determine whether he needs to be better at tailoring his scheme for May's skill set. Where'd they hear that? Perhaps the quarterback doesn't thrive in an offense where he sits back in the pocket and needs to rely on accuracy to make the right decision based on the defensive scheme in front of him. Where did he hear that? Maybe May needs to use his athleticism and big arm more. That's 2 different sources to me, it sounds like. One source is saying, hey, calm down, relax. The other goes, I don't know if this guy's in the right offense. This isn't just me hot taking. When these people write this stuff, you should listen. They're there every day. They have their sources. They have people talking to them. I've just been sniffing this out because it's been smelly for years. It's been smelling like this for a long time. And I'm not eating the cheese. It's smelly. Very. Let's talk to Phil. He's in Mansfield. What's up, Phil?
Hello, Joe. I wanted to say what I think what the identity of the Patriots is freaking penalties and missed formations. They're unbelievably bad at the basics. I watched a third-grade team in the rain the same day perform better than the Patriots did. They're disorganized. They're not cooperative. They're just not a team. And when people are saying, "Oh, this is a good thing that we turned over the whole roster," no, that's a bad thing. It's absolutely the opposite truth. You don't want to have a whole changeover. There's something about continuation of a team and being a collaborative group. And so Drake May is like a ruse of all this other stuff that's going on in the organization. So it's kind of it's frustrating to hear from a fan's perspective, in my opinion.
I'm glad.
What you think about that?
I appreciate you calling, man. I'm glad that you mentioned, hey, their identity is the penalties and the misfires and the whatever. And Skaz brought up bad drafting and all that. I actually wasn't even going there. Like, I actually was trying to just keep it to football. But is there any football that's their identity? Like, now I'm having the epiphany. like now I didn't even think about that when I was putting this show together. When I was asking what's the identity and what they're good at, well, they're not good at anything. But their identity is they're a flawed roster that has trouble drafting and doesn't spend money. And they have penalties like crazy. And as their quarterback might be working with a guy that's not the right system. That's a scary identity. And the newspapers today, the media, oh, they told you. Where did they get that from? Just think about this, people. This isn't what my opinion is. Where do you think they got that from? They're in the locker room every day. Just take a whiff of the air, everybody. Breathe it in, man. Breathe it in, man. It's smelly. They might be another smelly team this year. Nick is in Reading. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Joe. How you doing? I'm going to take it a different direction here. You said it's smelly. I'm smelling the roses over here, right? I think Mike Vrabel gets Coach of the Year, and it might be a tough take right now, but he did it in 2021 with a quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. He's got a gem in Drake May. And just the way he handled the press conference last week or during that loss, it's very telling on a coach that he's going to get Coach of the Year. What are your odds that he gets Coach of the Year?
Well, it was plus 600 and he was the favorite, but he's already 0-1. So he's no longer the
favorite. Fair point.
Yeah, dude, you're smelling that Patriot Rose, huh?
I am. You talked about identity a lot too. I mean, he's going to get us to a point, and this is my prediction. I think we get 10 to 11 wins, and I think, just from the point where we were last year at 4 wins, right? Even that gets him Coach of the Year, right? That amount. Maybe even 10 wins.
What makes you think that they can win 11 games?
Semi-easy schedule. I think they turn it around.
They just lost one of the games you thought they could win.
It's very true. It's very true. But you know what? Everybody's got the jitters the first game. I think, we go out, we beat Miami. They looked terrible last week. I think we turn around and we keep on keeping on.
Okay, Nick. He's too positive for me. I'm sorry. I can't do that one today.
Wouldn't a Coach of the Year, wouldn't his team not look like that in week 1? Don't you think? Wouldn't he have his team ready to go in week 1?
I will say this. I did think the play calling and the act, like, here's the deal, right? Could they have won the game if Drake May was better with that play calling that they had? Probably. So I think the issue in the game was Drake May, and I do think Will Campbell showed his rookie mistakes, his growing pains. But I want to bring up that it was a pressure situation. And I don't think these guys are ready for that because they don't know how to win.
Can I also bring up that Titans team that Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year had Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, an older Julio Jones. They had a veteran offensive line.
Who else? Tell me some of the guys.
Bud Dupree, Jeffrey
good.
Simmons.
Oh, wow. He's very good.
Harold Landry was on that
he's
team.
Pretty good, too. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Byard was a good player for a while.
Great safety.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know if the Patriots have those guys.
Anybody else on that offense that was worth talking about? Who's the tight end?
Tight end was Jeff Swaim.
Nah, he's kind of stinks.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jonnu.
I don't believe, and maybe he was the backup. Ryan Izzo was on that team.
Oh.
Played one game.
Hey. Tight end, huh? They drafted him, remember? All right. Well, the Patriots' identity might really be penalties and bad drafting and talking about the past and lighthouses and statues. Really? Wow. You got my creative juices going, Skaz. I feel like writing about this. I feel like this is something we should write about. I haven't written in a long time. Still working on the top 25 of the last 25 years in radio. I sent it to Jay Stu to have him over looking for me what his list would be. All right, we got to go to break. I'm sorry, everybody. We'll hit the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Patriots back at practice today. No Christian Gonzalez, no Keon White, but Morgan Moses was back along with Harold Landry. Doesn't look like Christian Gonzalez is going to play this weekend. The
We call them the Joe Murray Pre-Party. It's Felger and Maz afternoons right now. Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
98.5 The Sports Hub. What's the Patriots' identity? I think you're right. It's so funny when I was writing this all out, I didn't think of the negative. Can you guys believe that? I was actually thinking football field. What are they good? What are they good at? Give me something they're good at, Skaz. Think about it. Just wait, I'll take some calls. Give me like 10 seconds to think about it. What are the Patriots good at? I got nothing. 617-779-0985. Let's talk to, what we got here? Ferd. What's up, Ferd?
Hey, Joe, how you been, man? Long time no talk.
How you doing? You're back.
I've been here and there and everywhere, man. About the Patriots. If they lose to Miami, as dysfunctional as the Dolphins are, I think the Patriots officially suck. But another thing I'd like to mention is, wouldn't it be easier to develop a system around a quarterback than a quarterback around a system? Your thoughts? Have a super night, man.
Hey, you too. I think that you should get with a quarterback, work with him, throw, play catch, have some other guys, and just try some things with him. Like, hey, man, do a 10-yard curl and up. Or, hey, let's see what you look like on the run. Hey, take some snaps under center, and can you give me a two-step drag? Can you give me a pump and go? What can you do? Like, what can he do well? Work on those things first. And footwork, right? Then be like, all right, these are the plays. Instead, this is our offense. This is what we've been running. This is what we did with Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski and da-da-da-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm being honest with you. I think there's only a few guys who truly picked it up and did well. Jimmy Garoppolo was probably the best. Outside of Brady, I'm saying. Jimmy Garoppolo was really good at getting the ball out quick. Very, very good at it. Brian Hoyer knew the offense. His issue was ability, right? He was an undrafted kid who stayed in the league for years, but he was smart. Really smart kid from Michigan State. He had great footwork. Didn't have the best arm strength, but he knew. He had the answers. He just didn't have the ability. Ryan Mallett was another guy that just had ability, couldn't pick it up. I'm just trying to think of other guys that were like kind of talented. Brissett was too young to figure it out. They traded him. But I'm trying to think of some others. Mac Jones figured it out. Mac Jones understood it, but they didn't trust him and they went away from him because of his arm strength and ability. So that's what I'm trying to say about the offense. It really is made for a guy who understands it and gets the ball out quick. That's what I would do. But again, they wanted to go with this guy. Ownership said, we want to go with McDaniels, and Vrabel said, you know what, I like him. But Thomas Brown was an offensive coordinator that was a head coach and is here now. So I thought maybe some of his new offensive trends would come with the team. Maybe I don't know. I still think it's the McDaniels offense, but the jury's out. Let's talk to Nick. He's in Rehoboth. Hey, Nick.
How's it going, Joe? So on Saturday, my fiance is one of the people in the contest for the F-150, so obviously we're going to be in Saugus. So I was curious what the right move to make at Calhoun is, because I live out in Rehoboth, so there's no chance I've ever just gone to Saugus to go to Calhoun. So if I'm in the area, I might as well.
Yes, Kowloon is what they call it. Are you going to be at the Ford store?
Yeah, so we're going to be at the Ford store. We got to get there for 11 for the thing. The contest goes off at 12, and then we'll be out in the area after that. So
all right, so you'll be on the opposite side. But when you leave, you want to do the old turnaround, go north again. Kowloon. I suggest the Peninsula Poo-Poo Platter. That's a poo-poo platter with beef teriyaki. And then I would get, as an entree, tangerine beef absolutely outstanding. And I go with either the house fried rice or the curry fried rice because it comes with everything in the rice.
All right.
What else do you like?
Awesome. Thank you very. I mean, I literally eat everything. I'm a big boy too. I was an offensive tackle, and I'm a 250-pound dude now. So,
wow.
There's not much I don't eat.
Yeah. Well, listen. Bring your appetite, and they have excellent Polynesian drinks.
Sweet.
All right, buddy. Enjoy the contest. Did you have a food?
All right. Thank you.
All right, bye. Never mind. I was wondering if he had an actual take. And that tangerine beef, let me tell you. It's good. Mark is in the car. Mark.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me on. My biggest issue, I think, with this team now is that we had collectively probably the worst wide receiver room in the NFL last year. Yet what did we do this entire first game? We fed the ball to every one of our loser receivers. All the upgrades we got barely got the ball. I mean, Diggs got his fair share in the second half, but Matt Collins had 2 targets, 1 reception, I think. No targets for our boy Epton Chisholm, who lit up the preseason. I just feel like we're feeding the ball.
Inactive, by the way.
Yeah, I know he was inactive, but we're sitting there throwing Pop Douglas 6 or 7 targets for 2 catches and -2 yards. Yes, he had a touchdown, but I mean, we need an upgrade at receiver room. Yet we came in week 1 and fed everything to our losers from the receiver room.
Yeah, Mark, this is what I would do. They need to have some sort of threat of a run, right? So
Correct.
What I would do is have a tight end, and they didn't use the fullback last week. So I would put the fullback on the field. The problem is that you can only have really 2 other guys out there as receivers.
It does limit you.
And your best blockers, Matt Collins, and your best receiver is essentially Steph Diggs or Pop Douglas, right? So no one's playing the slot unless you want to. I mean, it's not ideal to. They don't really have an offense that's right for what they want to do.
Right. I just figured if you're going to throw the ball 46 times and that's really your game plan, which maybe it wasn't the game plan because the second half took over at a different identity. Yep. 46 times and you're essentially 2 upgrades at the receiver room, received 9 total targets. Just kind of doesn't. It's smelly.
It is very smelly, Mark. Thank you. Glad he got the reference. Yeah, the 12 personnel is not something I think they should be doing. But if you want to run the football, you might have to. 2 tight ends and a fullback, Skaz? Yeah, that excites people, huh?
Oh, the fullback they have is a tight end, so might need another one.
So essentially, if they went with the 5 linemen and 2 tight ends, that's 7, right?
Yep.
Drake May's 8, fullback's 9, tailback's 10. So that means that they'll have 1 receiver on the field. That doesn't help them.
It'll look like Navy out there.
It's 12 person. I guess if you put the fullback, whatever. One more. Colby's in Maryland. Colby.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for taking my call. Patriots' identity the past couple of years is running right up the middle and getting negative yardage. I'm sick of seeing it. I haven't yelled at my TV more in the past couple of years, especially last week, than I have ever. So I don't know what's up with Drake May. He looks scared out there. He looks like a lost puppy. Looks like he's lobbing the football, and that's why he keeps sailing it. He just doesn't seem confident throwing the football. And I just don't understand why he can't put some mustard on the ball.
Let me ask you this.
He has to get the ball there.
Did you think he had mustard last year?
No, I think that was a big red flag, and a lot of people.
Oh, you don't think he's got good arm strength? You don't?
I do. I just don't think he throws the ball because he thinks he has to.
You're breaking up a little bit, but what I'm suggesting is it's the offense and the plays, because the offense is made to get the ball out quick, but he's more of a downfield thrower, so the offense doesn't really work for him. Isn't that why they traded Joe Milton? Oops. Too soon, guys? Took until Thursday of week 2 to say that, huh? Because he wouldn't fit. Joe Milton wouldn't fit the system either, would he, guys? He would not fit this system at all. He would not. What quarterback on the roster fits this system? Maybe DeVito? Maybe?
What's the famous quote? I wouldn't sleep on Brian Hoyer.
Oh, yeah,
I believe was said on this station.
Yeah. DeVito might be the best for that offense, though.
Woof.
Not great. Maybe that's why he's here. All right, we got to go to break, everybody. This hour of the sports has been brought to you by Valvoline. It's an all change. Enjoy. Nope. It's brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I got Mike Vrabel numbers in week 2. And we'll get to that coming up next on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
Zolak and Bertrand. Felger and Maz. Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5. The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Thursday Night Football just about to kick off on Amazon, it looks like. Micah Parsons playing tonight. They're wearing the beautiful white helmets and white jerseys. Absolutely outstanding there. Patriots taking on the Dolphins this weekend. Christian Gonzalez unlikely to play. Harold Landry and Morgan Moses were back at practice today. No Keon White. And the Red Sox and Yankees begin a big, important series tomorrow over at Fenway. Lucas Giolito will get the start. Headlines are presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. Refresh your energy with zero sugar, essential vitamins, and proven ingredients. I am drinking a watermelon right now. I'm Joe Murray. Bye.
Here's Pasternak, high slot. Right circle to Zaka. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here.
We're certainly going to have to make them earn it, and we're going to have to find ways to get the drive stopped, right? You either have to do what the Colts did, which was turn it over, or you're going to have to, make a play along the way and make them earn it. Pick and choose your spots to try to be, aggressive. And it's not just Tyreek. I mean, they got a fantastic, orchestrator. I mean, Tua does a fantastic job of knowing where he wants to go with the ball. Quick delivery. He's extremely accurate. And then the speed with Waddle and, Tyreek and the whole team. And then they have a fullback that has versatility and can play on the end line of scrimmage, motions. Usually every big play, he's kind of in the run game. He's somewhere near it.
I don't miss a beat. Orchestrator. He's a quarterback. He's beat that team 7 times. Orchestrator. Oh, didn't like that one. Oh, I'm telling you, man. If I was giving you betting analysis, the line opened 2.5. It's down to 1.5. The team that the line is going in the opposite direction in is the home team coming off an emotional 27-point loss. The Patriots have to go on a road, a place where they haven't played well. They haven't played well at home either. But that's besides the point. Drake May now goes from home on the road. The Dolphins need this game. I think it's more important to Tua. It's more important to McDaniel. I just think it's really important for the Miami to win this game. So I like the Dolphins based off the betting line itself. But this is why they play the games, right? Can the Patriots defense stop Tua Tagovailoa? That seems to be the big question on that one. I don't know if they can. I really don't. The secondary's going to change again this week. DJ James is gone, so they're probably going to shorten it up a little bit, and they're still without Christian Gonzalez, which, should I even get into this right now? I even mentioned, by the way, the word contract when it comes to Christian Gonzalez, and you should see what happens on Twitter, Scaz. Savage, you know him. He's a social media guy, does a podcast. He posted today, there's only 2 reasons why Christian Gonzalez isn't on the field, and I'm paraphrasing. And I just put, or 3, he doesn't want to come back on the field because he doesn't want to hurt himself before a contract. And it went the wrong way. It didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go. I thought we were just having a 1, 2, 3 kind of debate, not with him, but with listeners or Twitter people. But at some point, don't you have to start to think about this Christian Gonzalez thing? Like, if he needs more time, he needs more time. I get it. People tweak hamstrings. It happens a lot. The biggest hamstring I ever remember is Terry Glenn. We lived the life of Terry Glenn. And when Terry Glenn actually was on the field and healthy, he was one of the most impactful players, but he was hardly on the field. That was his problem. Well, We know about Mike Vrabel and soft tissue issues, and we also know about the Patriots paying players. So I don't know. I feel like it's valid to talk about that. Should I not, Skaz? Should I just say nothing to see here? Next year's the year they have to worry about the contract. So what happens this year has nothing to do with next year, right? I shouldn't even bring it up. I should save my breath. Should I just drink a Celsius and go just put the football game on? Wait, want me to talk about something else? Because, I feel like it's an important storyline. He's not on the field. They need him. They're going up against two of the fastest receivers in football, and he's not there. So, he's been gone for 45 days. Can we get an answer? Skaz, please tell me. Am I wrong? I'm not even smelling this one. This one, I don't even need to smell it. I think it.
I think you're allowed to be worried about the team's best player not being on the field for 45 days.
I think he might be the team's best player, right? I mean, last year we did this about Matthew Judon. Our buddy Jake Seymour does all our video, wrote an article at 985thesportshub.com today, and he mentioned all these numbers regarding the Patriots. He mentioned that total offense is 12th in the NFL after week 1. Passing offense is 6th. Passing yards, 19th. Rushing offense, 27th. Woof. Rushing yards per carry, 21. Red zone, 22nd. Third down, 23rd. Fourth down. Oh, they're 8th in the league on fourth down. Maybe they should look at that next week when you punt on 4th and 10 with under 5 minutes to go. They're 22nd interceptions. They're the best team in the league without fumbles. That's pretty good. And sacks allowed, 27th. That's not good. Defense. Scoring defense, 14. Total defense, 26th. Passing defense, Skaz, 31st. Ooh. They gave up 333 yards through the air. And they're not going to have Christian Gonzalez again. Against Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Waddle, A-Chain out of the backfield. Red zone defense, 27th. Not good. This is just one game, everybody. One game. That's all it is. Do I even mention the special teams? Field goal percentage, 21st. Those are just some of the numbers by our buddy Jake. All right. Josh is in Boston. Hi, Josh.
What's going on, Joe?
Hey.
Got an interesting question for you. So if Shanahan has Mac Jones absolutely balling out there, is that worse for May or worse for Vrabel?
I don't think the Mac Jones thing impacts Vrabel or Drake May.
Okay. I was just curious.
I know what, like you're thinking about it, but I just think it's too gone. Like, you know what I mean? It's too far gone.
Right.
But I think, remember, the 49ers took the unknown, right? They took the unknown in the draft when they actually had interest in Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones works in that offense. I think he's made for that offense because it's, a lot of tight ends and fullbacks and handing the ball off to McCaffrey and slants. They don't really throw a lot of deep balls. You know what I mean? So I think he's almost a perfect game manager for them.
But that's going to be terrible for Felker and Maz when they go crazy when Mac Jones throws for 400.
That's fine, but you brought Bill O'Brien in to work with him. You know what I mean? And I'll say it again, Matt Patricia's been the best offensive coordinator they've had in 4 years.
Right.
It's sad, right? He's not even an offense. He's now the defensive coordinator of Ohio State.
Who actually did well.
I might get a job again, Josh. Appreciate you, bud. Anthony's in New Hampshire. Anthony.
Hey, Joe. A couple things. One, you're a betting man. I hit the over on Drake going 230. It's parlay. Drake going 230. Hunter Henry hitting 3 receptions, and then Stephon Diggs over 50 yards. Now, the whole problem I have with people being negative on the Pats right now, I know week 1 looked awful. It did look awful. But we're talking about a new offense here, and the whole thing combined. And I can't even believe people are scared about Miami. It's wild to me. Miami looks awful.
Yeah, but that's but that's recency bias, Anthony. Like, if you're a bettor, don't you want to take the team that everyone's doubting against this week?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. Miami looks lost. Danny Dimes lit up Miami? That's ridiculous. I mean, it's insane.
The Patriots beat the Bengals last year.
Yeah, they did, and I wasn't betting on that game because who would bet on that game? Congrats to all those that did. But the whole thing is that if people are going to be so down on Drake May for throwing over 230 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception, and this new offense is getting together, are you encouraged that Steph Diggs get over 50 yards? You got Henderson looked good. I mean, obviously it wasn't inspiring, but there's something built there. And if they can compound it week to week, it's going to look good. Yeah, it sucks we lost the Raiders. It definitely sucks we lost the Raiders, especially Geno Smith, who, whatever reason, ever since he left the Jets, blows us up. But that point aside, I wasn't too down about last week's loss.
Okay, Anthony, we've got a lot of rose smellers here tonight. Hey, where's Burt Breer tonight? What happened there? Some sort of news story I'm not aware of? Bert's not on the... I don't know. Andrew's in Marshfield. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, so Christian Gonzalez, it's the whole situation right now is kind of a pain in the butt. A.J. Brown hates playing for the Eagles. He didn't like it last year. He didn't have good stats week 1. What about a trade between those two? That's where I see our offense actually being able to do. You know how much Vrabel loves him.
Oh, listen.
And I think Austin's good.
Here's what okay, Andrew, let's hang out like we're at the bar, all right?
Yeah.
The Eagles don't need A.J. Brown. Could they be a Super Bowl contender without him? Yes. Are they the Super Bowl favorites with him? Absolutely. No doubt about it. He's a game changer.
1,000%.
I think the Patriots know they have to pay Christian Gonzalez. They have to, not because of his ability, because of his pick, the fact that they don't pay guys. What's it mean for other guys? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's the sacrificial going to get paid guy,
or else other people aren't going to want to sign with us. Type thing.
But
100% agreed.
But if you traded him, you're going to have to give up an asset. So what is it? A second, third, whatever. A couple of seconds.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's fine.
Maybe
also,
a first-round swap. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I would.
A first-round swap sounds perfect.
I think the Patriots would do it because they know what they're going to get out of A.J. Brown, and they don't want to give the money to somebody they have to give the money to.
And also, Vrabel loves A.J. Brown. He knows he's a team-first player. If Gonzalez is really doing this over a contract thing, Vrabel, he's known for putting guys in the doghouse for, soft tissue injuries and all of that. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of crazy. He's definitely not still injured. He literally ran, 2 routes in that practice?
It is a hamstring. Listen, I don't, from anything I've ever known about Christian Gonzalez, he's a baller. He's not a guy that would, I think he is injured, but I also think it's precautionary, right? I think
a lot of it's the agent in his ear.
Yeah.
But again, I agree. I love him as a player. I just think that if we trade him, Austin has a lot of potential. Our third string DB. Well, our third DB?
Yeah, he's third now. Yep.
And Carlton Davis and him I think they can hang. And this year, it's not like we have that much potential. It could turn the Eagles into, I'm not going to say the 85 Bears defense, but it would turn them into one of the best defenses of the last 20 years.
My only thing is they already drafted, DeJean and the kid from Toledo last year. They got a lot of, and I appreciate you, Andrew. They got a lot of depth there. It's not like they're in a rush to trade. They're not in a rush to get rid of Brown by any means. Bill Speros is in Florida. He's from bookies.com. He said he's got prop bets. We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. You don't know how long it's taken me to get on this Amazon Prime thing. But I'm here. Man, watch live. Yes, I would like to watch it live, please. Let's talk to Bill Speros of bookies.com. You having any issues watching the game, Bill?
None whatsoever.
All right, maybe it's operator error.
I've mastered the simple technology of the internet. Of course, being 60,
now it says something went wrong. Please try again. What's up with that? Why? Never mind. Hey, what's it like in Florida right now for the Dolphins and Dolphins fans?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm sure you're going to want to get to this in a bit, but it's not good. It's not good down in South Florida. The worse than being restless, I think that natives are apathetic. The get-in price for this game on Sunday is like $42, and that includes fees. And I found seats today 40 rows off the field on the Patriots side for $90. So there's a whole lot of not caring going on. And of course, South Florida is notorious for not caring about sports to begin with. And when you have a team like the Dolphins that goes out and loses like 33-8 to the Indiana Jones Colts, that's a pretty good way to pop the interest bubble, so to speak.
They hit their ceiling, huh? Like the Dolphins got Tua. When they got him some weapons, he looked good. But they moved on from talent, right? Howard and some other guys they've drafted well, but I don't know, man. Like, I think they win this weekend. I do. I think they bounce back. They had a players-only meeting this week. I love to bet against recency bias, meaning, people think the Dolphins are the worst team in the league. I think the Patriots have struggled there. I think the Patriots have issues in their secondary. But I just look at the Dolphins and say, like, this is a must-win for them because they've hit their ceiling. Like, I don't know how much further they can go from where they are now.
Well, it's a must-win for this coach. And beyond that, for perhaps even the front office. And I've seen this floated. I've thrown it out there. Others have thrown it out there. Don't 100% discount a Bill Belichick sighting. Perhaps like a small whale surfacing off the coast of Miami Beach.
What do you think of that?
I think I'm on board. I want it to be true. I want to be on the hoodie train. I mean, picture this, Joe. And maybe the first game of 2027, right? He's coaching for the Dolphins. He's wearing like a size 5X hoodie by then, probably, right? He's sporting like 48 triple Ds. And he's at Gillette Stadium, and Jordan is in tow. And she's visibly preggers, and she's carrying little Billy the Fourth in her arm. And he ties Don Shula's all-time win record as coach of the Miami Dolphins against the New England Patriots, complete with a very pregnant Jordan Hudson Belichick in tow. I'm kind of going to ride on that fantasy for a while, maybe because I got nothing else. But it's kind of one of those things that sounds just crazy enough to dream about. Kind of like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Cowherd mentioned it too. So
I heard that.
Maybe there's steam. Maybe there's steam to it.
Well, I'm happy to make steam. Again, I just, I can. First of all, what's to prevent Stephen Ross from talking to him right now, right? There's not that the Dolphins ever cared about tampering, right?
You're right. And if anything, like he just buys himself out and he's got the money,
Exactly. But what's to stop Stephen Ross from talking to Belichick or Burge right now? Nothing.
Nothing.
Right, exactly.
And he wanted Brady at the one time too.
And they could be on the same boat. Who knows, right?
Oh, that's right. No, literally the same boat, Bill.
Yeah, Carolina's off this weekend, so who knows?
Literally.
Maybe Stephen Belichick will be coaching against UCF next week.
I know you get some props. It's Bill Speros, bookies.com. I asked everybody this question tonight, so I want to get your opinion. What is the Patriots' identity, and what do they do well?
Well, they don't do a lot of things well, and they do a lot of things poorly. I tell you, after last week, I don't know what they do well. I don't think they do anything well. I think their personality is waiting to be formed. And thinking about Sunday's game, right? I'll say this. The problems the Patriots had on Sunday against the Raiders were all sins of commission. They were all execution problems, pre-snap penalties, overthrowing the ball, choosing not to run, being unable to stop Geno Smith, punting the ball in that 4th and 10. Those were all actions. Those were all either decisions, poor execution. The problem with the Dolphins is systemic. It's franchise wide. It's to the point where you mentioned a players only meeting, but that's not necessarily a good sign. It could have been a players only meeting where they're like, "Hey, screw this guy. We're done with him." So the problems with the Patriots, including their lack of identity, are all things that can actually be fixed. Like you were playing the clip earlier of Josh McDaniels. Gee, why don't we run the ball? Well, derp, why don't you look in the mirror, right? That's something how hard is it going to be to fix that, especially with their running backs? They can run the ball, or they should be able to run the ball if they choose to run the ball. So that's pre-snap penalties. You got to work on that, right? Dino arms. You got to know the snap count. So that's something that can be worked on and presumably fixed. Giving up on the coach, hoping he gets fired, not caring, like you said, peaking. I think it looks like that whole tour, the whole tour version of the McDaniel tour thing. That's the McDaniel's act. That act is fine. The nerdy guy. All those acts are fine until you lose, right? Like if Gronk ever lost, we would have gotten sick of his act, but he kept winning, so it was fun. When you have any kind of like with Belichick, right? Is anybody overwhelmed by the Belichick aura right now and the snappy retorts and do your job and all that garbage? No, because the team looked terrible when it mattered. I mean, they beat Charlotte, but who cares? And his last 3 years, the Patriots were a complete disaster. So that shtick, that the Mike McDaniel shtick, the Belichick shtick, it's great when you win. When you lose, it becomes a distraction and it becomes something that everybody points at. And I don't know how you win back a team if you've lost the team. If you're a coach, I don't know how that happens.
Bill Speros joining us, bookies.com. So just if I was giving you a betting analysis on this, I like the Dolphins, and it's the betting line only. Sometimes I just bet the numbers, Bill. It's not about the team. So I would say, I haven't looked, but I bet most of the money's on the Patriots this week. I think Miami bounces back in a big way, and I think the Patriots have some issues in the secondary. And I know it sounds easy, right? Cover the middle of the field, use the Colts blueprint. I mean, the Dolphins gave up 165 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Like, the Patriots are going to have to run the ball. I just think it's too hot out there, and Tua has their number. And I'm going with the betting line because it was 2.5. Now it's 1.5. I bet you it gets down to 1, maybe even close to a pick 'em after all this meeting talk. So I'm on the Dolphins based off the line alone.
Yeah, that line's moved a little bit. It's crazy this week, at least as of this conversation. Now this is where betting kind of converges and goes the opposite direction of the actual play, right? Almost kind of like how Europe and Asia meet in Istanbul and things go flowing backwards and forwards. The Patriots are favored on the road. The Chiefs are underdogs at home. Now, that could be the third sign of the apocalypse. I don't know. But it is weird how betting takes something like, well, gee, the Patriots are terrible, and the Chiefs, did go to the Super Bowl last year. Although there's a reason why the NFL put this game on in week 2 and not week 11. because I think Park Avenue knew what was up. And its fears were confirmed last week in Brazil. The Chiefs aren't the Chiefs of last year. They're not going to pull out the games that they were pulling out last year for a lot of reasons. That defense has given up 67 points in its last 2 games. So that's not a great Chiefs team, what we're seeing. But it is interesting that, the Patriots, like you said, they don't have an identity. They've gone 4-13 2 years in a row. Drake May's looking like Drake Mayberry. And, they're favorites still, where the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, and they're at home, and it's Taylor and Travis, and everybody's in love, and they're underdogs. So it is interesting how betting puts that kind of spin on things, which makes it all the more fun. Not to mention the degenerate characteristics that some of us carry that bring to betting.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's roll the dice. What do you got this week for some picks, some props?
Well, I like Denver a lot. They're getting points, and they're playing the Colts.
Oh yeah, recency bias all over it, right there.
And it's like, I'm sorry, but we're like 8 Indiana Jones films, 2 gone into that series, and this week's sequel is going to be another disaster. I can't see Daniel Jones being able to do anything against that Denver defense. I think the Broncos defense is pretty much close to what we saw last year, which was pretty damn good. And they were the best team in the NFL against the spread last year. And the fact that, that line is as tight as it is, it's 1.5 right now. I mean, like you said, that's a pick 'em. I mean, let's be serious.
Yeah.
Money line's -130 at DraftKings. You could probably get a better price if you were to shop around or even look at a trading market on that. That would be my so-called pick of the week if I was to do a pick of the week on the Joe Murray Show. I do like the Eagles. Again, same deal. Money line -125. The Eagles look pretty decisive. In their opener, they've had the extended break, as has Kansas City, of course. I mean, they're going to throw Xavier Worthy out there on Sunday. I heard that today. I don't know if my ears were playing tricks. I'm old. You know how it is. I mean, that could be like a crime. I mean, that guy, that worries me just from the humanity sense. Throwing him out there against Philly might not be the wisest course of action. I know it's like, oh my God, the Chiefs would go 0-2, the Chiefs would lose at home. I get all that, but it's kind of like knowing history, trying to be ahead of the curve a little bit. And I think you're going to see some sides leaning on the Eagles this week, especially since they're still, that line is pretty close. I mean,
they got more rest, I think, too, right?
Yeah, well, they got an extra day, and they didn't have to travel. I mean, the Chiefs had to come back from Brazil.
Yep.
And they have a 1 day less of rest. So the Eagles are as healthy as they were on opening night. I'm not aware that they had any big injuries. Of course, they lost a ton of guys in free agency and stuff, but they held. They looked pretty solid where it mattered, and I don't think Kansas City's defense is much tougher than Dallas's defense. Kansas City's defense is terrible, and I think you can see the Eagles exploit it like they did in the Super Bowl.
Mac Jones is going to play this week. See the line on that?
Oh, my God.
3.5.
I'm almost excited.
No, for real, I actually like the 49ers even
giddy
with the number. I do. Yeah.
I am giddy. The return of the Mac.
Literally, I do.
Look, I got two NFL fantasies, and my second one is how we're going to track Mac Jones versus Drake May for the next 2 to 5 weeks.
Oh, man.
And we're going to be talking about Josh McDaniels and Mac Jones maybe working at Mojo again next year in Foxborough.
I mean, are they the two best offensive coordinators in the last century? 25 years, Kyle Shanahan and Josh McDaniels?
I'd be hard-pressed to pick against them.
Yep.
And I'm look, I want there to be the Patriots like the leak, the Schefter leak that the Patriots are looking to sign Mac Jones as like a backup or something. if Drake May sputters or continues to be Drake May. And look, I love Drake May. I want to adopt him. I want to adopt Drake May and his wife. I want to adopt them. But I do love him. But he did not look good the other day. And it is kind of depressing to see where it appears he has not evolved a bit since last season. And if you're looking at this from a betting perspective, you just got to pound the unders on everything with this team.
I got a minute to go here, Bill, but Red Sox Yankees this weekend. The Red Sox have been teetering, and Aaron Judge went off tonight with more home runs. This could be a knockout blow for the Red Sox. Do you think it goes down this weekend?
They do so well. Look, let's be frank. Since Game 3 of the 2004 ALCS, the Red Sox have owned the Yankees for 21 years. Mm-hmm. They've owned them.
Yep.
They've beaten them, and they haven't lost a playoff series to the Yankees since 2003. And the last 3 years in particular, they've crushed the Yankees. So, if you look at it, let's look at this. It's 1 or 2 wild card. They're going to play each other, right? So what we're really talking about, if we're just focusing on the Red Sox and Yankees and not thinking about the division or the third wild card, because you only got, 15, 14 games left. It doesn't really matter if the Red Sox play 2 playoff games in Yankee Stadium versus 1 at Fenway or 2 at Fenway and 1 at Yankee Stadium. You're talking 1 playoff game. The way that they've played the Yankees in the past, 20 years, if you want to go back that far, but the past 3 years, I don't think it really matters a lot. I think the one team that can beat in the postseason is the Yankees. I'm really not worried or I'm not going to sweat this weekend one way or the other. I got the Red Sox at plus 230 to make the playoffs before they went on that rampage against the Rays and the Yankees in June, right before the Devers trade. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And again, I don't really care if they finish second wild card or first wild card because they're going to play the Yankees. They've handled them. And, we'll watch them fall apart against Baltimore or Houston or something like that. I mean, not Baltimore, Toronto or Houston.
All right, Bill. Maybe we'll have you on next week because I think next week's the
tuna. So, we can talk tuna.
That's right. We'll do some tuna talk.
Talk tuna. and your listeners ponder this, that Bill Parcells and Robert Kraft both turned 84 this year. So as you think about Parcells next week, put that in the perspective. Keep that in the background. That you have.
We'll have a week to be like, who would you rather have running the team?
Yes,
Bill Parcells or Robert Kraft.
And maybe I don't work in the radio business, but boy, if you could work like a market basket, buy the groceries deal or something next week, that would get like the highest ratings.
Oh, the Shaw's and Star Market.
Shaw's and Star Market.
Patriots post-game show.
Patriots post-game, do the buy the groceries promo to honor Bill Parcells or something like that.
Maybe Drake May can cook the dinner.
Drake. Well, unfortunately, if Drake May is cooking the dinner, you're getting like a drive-thru at McDonald's where they screw up the order. So and again, I want to adopt him. I do. I want to adopt Drake May, but I also have to be honest with you and your listeners. I want to adopt him. I love him like my second son, but I'm also, as you would say to your child, I'm very disappointed in you. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. That's the way I feel about Drake May. Like when I get mad at my son, I'd say, Alex, your mother and I are very disappointed. I want to just say, Drake, I'm very disappointed as your fake dad.
All right, he's Bill Speros, everybody. Check him out, bookies.com. Bill, I'll reach out to you. We'll do it again next week. We'll do some tuna talk.
Thank you, Joe.
You got it. He's Bill Speros, everybody. Check him out, bookies.com. We got to go to the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
We got a touchdown in the football game between the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders. It is Jordan Love for Green Bay versus Jaden Daniels of Washington, and on a slim.
Oh, yes, indeed, it's fun time, fun time.
Because you can, you won't, and you don't stop. Now, don't worry about the noise in the background. It's just our buddy Luis. Say hi, Luis. He says, hold on. A team meeting already? What does that mean? Team meeting? Already? I got to think about that one. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Maybe when the Patriots lost after their Super Bowl year when they released Lawyer Malloy and they lost, 31-0? Maybe. I'm just going to say this right now. All this talk about, the Dolphins are the worst team. Or, you have a team meeting in week 2, your season's over, and people are getting fired. Oh, it's probably true. I think they have their Super Bowl this week against the Patriots, and then they go straight to hell. Book it, baby. Dolphins, money line. They beat the Pats this week. Everything's great, and then they go to crap right after that. They just become a big dump. We know about big dumps. And I am not a fat dump, but they will become one. It's hard to be fat in Miami, though, huh? You ever notice everybody's beautiful in Miami? Everybody. Too hot for me, though. Someone just went, LOL, Murray. What did I say? Was it fat dump? Mason's in Buffalo. Mason.
Hey, what's up, Joe? So something I want to talk about is our matchup against the Dolphins this Sunday. And I'm nervous. This is a must-win for the Patriots because just how we played last week, first half we did just okay, had the lead 10-7, then everything went to crap afterwards pretty much. If we don't win this game, then I don't know what's going to happen, Like, it's just Drake May did not, when you saw it, some of the incompletions he had, like the one, over his head, stuff like that. He did not look as comfortable as he said he was in that pocket. But I'm just, it's only week 1. This is the first time he's ever played under McDaniels, his offensive system. That's just, I'm optimistic, but knowing how we played in Miami, I don't know how it's going to go. That's all I have to say.
All right, buddy, I appreciate you. What a fat dump. You know what, guys? The Patriots can lose this week and things can be fine. The Patriots can lose this week. They'll take on Pittsburgh. It's not a favorable matchup, but you know what? You're going to get Aaron Rodgers after 3 games.
You smelling the roses, Joe?
No. Me, I'm telling you the Dolphins are winning. Is that smelling roses?
Oh, you're saying they can lose and everything will be fine?
I'm saying they can lose and the season's not over. I'm telling you the Dolphins are going to win and their season's over. They're going to have that one. Remember who was it? Who was it that had they rallied around to win one game, but then they remember the Belichick Ravens game? Remember that one?
Remember was it the Lions with who was the hardo defensive coordinator there? Schwartz or
Jim
whatever?
Schwartz.
And they carried him off the field. That was
for a great game plan.
Yeah. Out on that.
We got our buddy Deshaun's in Virginia. Hey, bud.
What's up, Joe? What's going on?
Yo.
You know what's baffling to me when it comes to Patriots faithful? Just because they see, for example, with the Colts, because of what the Colts were able to do to Miami, they think that the Patriots will replicate the same thing. You got to understand that Mr. Indiana Jones over there with the Colts have a much better situation, and he was also able to deliver the ball with accuracy, something that Drake May was unable to do. So, when you actually look at it, their philosophy and stuff works because they have better personnel. So that's not to say that just because they did it, it doesn't mean that the Patriots can do it. That's what the Patriots have to understand. That's all I wanted to say.
You're right again, Deshaun. It's 2 nights in a row I've agreed with Deshaun, who's in Virginia. Those roses, guys, those don't smell like roses to me, man. It smells like dumps is what it smells like. Ew. Anyways. All right. Well, I had a segment all planned out for 9 o'clock, but we can't skip in or out, can we? No. So we'll do in or out coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
You're listening to Joe.
Boston sports fan, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Thursday night football featuring the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders. Right now, Packers lead 7-0 at the beginning of the second quarter. Touchdown pass from Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs in the first quarter. 7-0 lead right now. Again, 12:30 to go in the game. Patriots gearing up for their game in Miami this week. The Dolphins had a team meeting today. It's week 2. They had a team meeting. Patriots will be without Christian Gonzalez, Hunter Henry. Sorry, not Hunter Henry. What's his face there? Harold Landry. That's his name. What's his face? That guy. He was back at practice with Morgan Moses. And the Red Sox Yankees tomorrow night. Lucas Giolito. What's his name? That guy. Headlines, they are brought to you by L&F Electrical Services. Tired of dealing with that loose electrical outlet or faulty light switch? Call L&F Electrical Services and have an electrician at your home the next day at a price that can't be beat. Guaranteed. Call 844-LIVE-TRY or lfelectricalservice.com. I'm Joe Murray. It's now time for In or Out.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5, the Sports Hub app. Get the app.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed. Deal. I go to Burger King because I want to be a glutton. I want to eat my feelings.
A fat dump, some would say.
I would want to eat Burger King and then take a fat dump. I don't mean to be so transparent on that.
So crude, Joe.
Yes, crude. But my favorite thing at the Burger King is a rodeo cheeseburger. So simple, so elegant, so delightful, so cheap. It's just a burger with cheese and onion rings and barbecue sauce on a sesame seed bun. It's wonderful. You can buy a 8-piece chicken tender for $4.99. I couldn't get tenders in a burger scaz for half the price of a Wagyu Gordon Ramsay burger. I could get the 2 cookies for $1 as well if the red light's on.
You could get, 3 biggie bags for that.
I could get 5 major bag alerts. I'm just talking facts. When I eat fast food, I want to be a glutton, and I want it all. I'm out on the Wagyu.
All right, Joe, let's head to Vegas for this next one. Amazon has launched robo-taxis in Las Vegas, offering free rides to users. Joe Murray, are you in or out on Amazon robo-taxis in Las Vegas?
I saw them. When I was there, they actually had a few of them in testing. They had them on a little area that was blocked off. They were doing testing, and it was so weird because I was where the Luxor was. So it was Luxor, and then Excalibur. They're right next to each other in Mandalay Bay. But that little side street between them, they were using the taxis, and they actually were giving people free rides for testing. Out. What if the door doesn't open? Whoa, there's too much that could happen there that I don't have control of. I'm out. But, Skaz, you put something else in there. You mentioned Amazon. What's the other thing you threw in there regarding ride-hail services?
Yes, well, this is from Uber. Ubers.
Now, I want everyone to hear this one.
Uber users will soon be able to book helicopter rides through the app operated by Joby Aviation. Joe Murray, are you in or out on booking a helicopter ride through an Uber app?
In. Okay, let's have a friendly conversation, guys. I don't want to hear about your environment or any of that stuff. I once worked in a building in Cambridge, and Herb Chambers himself would fly a helicopter and park on top of the building. And I'd watch it, I'd hear it, and imagine just getting in an airplane, avoiding traffic, and landing on top of the building where you want to go. So, I don't know, could I take a helicopter to Cape Cod right now? Could we meet on the top of this building, Skess? Because I believe we could get a helicopter at the top of this bad boy, don't you think? Here?
Yeah, I got it, right?
Yeah, just hop in there. I mean, could they, how long, we could fly you home? Would you do it?
I don't know if I'm a helicopter guy.
I don't know if I am either.
Yeah.
Do I weigh the thing down? I don't know. Is there a weight limit? Give me the helicopter over the
robo-taxi?
No, what was the thing that Dorothy went on? The hot air balloon. Out on the hot air balloon. Oh, again, I mentioned Dorothy, but you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I'm aware
Wizard of Oz.
who Dorothy is.
No, hot air balloon, out.
Hard out.
And I
for
told
me
you
on
this.
that one.
I told you this. Was it last week? I was offered a free harbor ride from Encore to TD Garden. It was free, and I went. I don't know, man. I don't want to get stuck in the water today. That's what I mean. Now, a helicopter, dude. I mean, oh boy. All I'm saying is, if I could take an Uber, buy a helicopter from here to the Cape, or from here to Foxwoods, or here to Portland, Maine, in. Now, a lot of people will be buying helicopters, though. That's my whole size. What's that going to cost you? What's a helicopter ride cost you?
I feel like you can fly around the Grand Canyon for a couple $100 or something like that.
When I went to Hawaii, they had the Jurassic Park helicopter ride. Remember in the movie they had the Jeeps with the you could take in Kauai you could do the tour on the helicopter, and in Oahu you could go the Leaky Highway on the helicopter as well. I don't know what that costs though.
Would you like to guess the average cost for a helicopter for sale?
A sale for a helicopter?
Yeah, just for a helicopter.
Oh, jeez. It's got to be $300,000.
The average cost for a helicopter for sale is $2.1 million.
I'm way off. Oh, my God.
A 4-seat helicopter can be anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million.
$500,000. Okay, because I've seen some at Plum Island before. And I feel like I saw one for maybe 300,000, but that's probably.
I don't think that's something you want to cheap out on.
That's like the puddle jumper version.
I don't know if you want to buy the base model when you're buying a helicopter.
It's like, hey man, I got this old Jeep Wrangler. You want it, man? It's like the Jeep Wrangler of helicopters. Out. No, I want this. I would do it, Skaz. Oh man, I don't. Oh God, I don't want a cheap helicopter. Anyways, what's next?
Joe Rain Wilson, Dwight from The Office, has commented on the new Office spinoff. He says they should have done a spinoff of the original Office with Dwight. Joe Murray, would you have been in or out on a Dwight spinoff from The Office?
I think they missed the mark, but I would have been in. They missed the mark on that, right?
Yeah, you can't do it now.
Rain, the actor himself, is like a...
I don't know anything about him.
Low lister is what I guess. He was in the Mega Long Dong.
Oh, you're saying he hasn't had a very successful career, is what you're saying. Post Office.
Yeah, but if they were hey, the actor named Dwight Fruit's here. For Dwight
Fruit.
Yes. The reason why I say that is I one time made a Dwight Fruit once. I can't talk about it on the radio. Just imagine what Dwight Fruit would look like.
I can't.
It was a banana. I used a marker to make glasses. I put some bushy hair on it, some fake suspenders, and I called it Dwight Fruit. And everyone would say hello to Dwight Fruit.
Where was this?
It was an office I had once.
A lifetime ago.
Never ate the banana.
Oh, you couldn't do that to your guy.
Can't eat Dwight Fruit. I don't know. I'm out. Next.
All right, Joe. We will wrap with this one tonight as we have John Sarianides coming up. NASA, our friends over at NASA, the night show, a fan of outer space and all that goes on there on NASA this week, has said they have found signs of microbial life on Mars. Life on Mars, Joe Murray.
Yeah,
are you in or out?
Yeah. Again, I've mentioned this before, but I went to Catholic school. They wanted you to believe a lot of stuff. I am open-minded. And to me, we cannot be the only life beings on the entire planet of the world. We just can't be. So is there life on Mars? Absolutely.
Would you say it was somewhat feasible? You know, years down the line. It's a couple $100. You taking a trip to Mars?
I think the altitude would get me. But if Vegas is doing it to me, what's Mars going to do to me? That's another thing I'd have no control of. I'd have anxiety. Would you do it, Skess?
No, zero.
Okay,
shot.
see, that's what I'm
No.
saying. The anxiety I'd riddle myself to death.
If I could go the rest of my life without ever getting in a plane again, I think I would. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. You know, go see friends, weddings, all that vacations. But I am not a fan of air travel.
It's just the travel itself. It's the line and everything like that. And, but I will say this. Obviously, it is September 11th today, and we will remember that later on in the show. I do think that all air travel is done well, and I think that when people do get upset or make a scene or anything like that, like there's precaution in place that this is why, right? Like this is what we have to deal with. So I would say this, guys, you can always take a helicopter as well on Uber, or you could rent a car and drive. You don't have to use your car. You can call another website.
No free ads.
And you could, if they can call me, I'll promote it for them. But you could call you could rent a car. You want to go to Chicago? Hey, what was the guy? We never heard back from the guy who went to Montana. Remember? He drove from the Cape to Montana.
That's right. I hope he's all right. Yeah.
No, I never heard back from the guy.
I'm sure he'll call on the way back.
I would. Remember he was sharing the food that he was eating along the way? He's like, I've been going for 20 hours straight, man. Good for you, bro. All right, let's talk to John Sarianides. He's coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Jaden Daniels doesn't look great tonight. By the way, old friend Dietrich Wise left the game, got carted off the field. The former Patriots captain. I shouldn't say Jaden Daniels looks bad. He's 7-10, but he was sacked. They got no running game going whatsoever. Jordan Love's got 200 yards already in the air and a touchdown. Josh Jacobs is running pretty well. So Tucker Kraft, big tight end, 3 for 89 at the moment. Just, two of the best teams in all of football. That's all. Just, Green Bay rolling, though. Let's see how Washington responds in that one. So we're going to talk to John coming up in a bit. We're just getting him connected on Zoom. We'll pot him up in a minute here, and we'll get back to more of the Patriots and the Dolphins this week. And I know that looking at it here, Tua Tagovailoa, I think he bounces back personally. It's just my opinion. And I also wanted to just bring this up quickly. There is some numbers regarding Mike Vrabel in week 2. And when it comes to Vrabel in week 2, so his career week 1 games, he's 2-5. His teams average 18.6 points per game. That's in 7 games. But in week 2, in his career, he has a 4-2 record, and his team averages almost 23 points per game. That's 6 games. And in the point total in those games are 20, 17, 33, 33, 7, and 27. It's not bad, right? All right, is John here? Oh, he's not here yet? Okay.
Momentarily.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I was giving out stats, and then I saw your hands moving, and I was like, what's going on, Skaz? But you know what I've noticed tonight? Both teams have great defensive back play. Meaning, when they defend, they don't hold the back of the jersey. They don't try to reach over like an over the back in basketball. They're reaching the opposite arm out. An amazing play right there. But I saw it on both sides tonight. Washington had one on the goal line earlier that stopped them. And I wanted to just bring up Jeff Hafley, right? Jeff Hafley is the former Boston College coach, now coaching Green Bay.
Cameron,
you're on, buddy. John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How you guys doing? Thanks for taking the time.
No, it's all right. I'm pumping up Jeff Hafley right now.
Well, he's doing a pretty good job in Green Bay. Packers are up 14-0 so far. The defense played pretty well on Sunday in that impressive win over the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, he deserves to have his tires pumped.
He does. We're talking about John Sarianides' New England Football Journal. Be sure to check it out. I have a lot of opinions. I get to talk a lot about the Patriots, John. Give me both sides. Give me the what's not good and how it can get better from last week's loss to the Raiders.
Well, what's not good is you couldn't run the football. They rushed for 60 yards last week. What's not good is Drake May is inconsistent. He struggled. And again, I think last week was a prime example of how little football he's actually played. Take last season out of the equation. He only had 26 career college starts, and it's showing. He's still learning how to play football. I know Patriot fans don't want to hear that necessarily, considering he's in year 2, and the expectation is he's going to be a franchise quarterback. But in many ways, he's still learning how to play the game in the NFL at a high level. You need to see more consistency from him. As far as how you could fix this and get it back on track, look, you just got to play better than you did last week in 3 areas that cost you the game. 1, as I mentioned, you got to run the ball better. 2, Drake May needs to be more consistent. And 3, you cannot give up big plays. And look, they missed Christian Gonzalez last week. It was abundantly obvious. But you cannot give up 9 plays of over 20 yards. That's going to get you beat every time. They've got to clean that up in the secondary. Maybe you take the foot off the gas. Maybe you don't bring as much pressure, even though they racked up 4 sacks. Maybe you play more coverage. But the bottom line is they have got to be better in the secondary, especially in key downs like 3rd down. So I think if they can fix those areas this week, run the football better, May plays better and is more consistent, and the defense doesn't give up big plays, they can get a win in Miami and get to 500 and turn this thing around.
I love Miami this week. I feel like it's doom and gloom. I think McDaniel's job's on the line. I think Tua is getting crushed nationally. Bruce Arians had some things to say this week. I mean, guys who know football think that Tua is the problem. Skip Bayless even went on to say he feels bad for Tyreek Hill. Like, who feels bad for Tyreek Hill, right?
Right.
But this is
Skip Bayless would be the only person who feels bad for him. He's cornered the market on being an idiot.
That's true. Team meeting, though, in week 2. So I was trying to think, like, when could this have ever happened? It probably has, but I know the kid Whitworth that played for the Rams, he was talking about when this happens, your season's over. But maybe the Patriots had one when they lost 31-0 after a Super Bowl. I'm just trying to think of, like, maybe teams that could have had it. But I think they bounce back. I don't know how the Patriots, between Waddle and Hill last week, combined 70. I just don't think the Patriots can run or follow the blueprint like the Colts did. Like, the Colts had 165 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. I don't know if the Patriots can do that.
Yeah, no, and they certainly didn't show us any reason to believe that they can last week. But I think the big thing here is, Joe, though, you've got to commit to running the football early, and you've got to stay patient. Even if they fall behind, they cannot abandon the game plan. And I thought that last week, that game was nip and tuck, back and forth. They were within a score, either up by a score or trailing by a score throughout the course of that game. I thought they abandoned the run in the second half. I thought they became a little too pass happy. And look, credit to that Las Vegas defense. I didn't think coming into the game they could stop the Patriots offense, primarily because when you look at that Vegas defense on paper, there's not a lot of talent there outside of Max Crosby and maybe a couple of other guys. But this Miami defense could be worse. So the opportunity is going to be there for them to run the football, establish that running game. And as long as Josh McDaniels sticks with it and doesn't abandon the run too soon, they're going to be able to get into a rhythm offensively and play the way they want to play. One thing I will say is this could end up being a shootout, because if the secondary plays the way they did last week, you know that Tua, Waddle, and Hill are going to get theirs. They're going to make some big plays in the passing game. This could end up being a high-scoring game, and if it is, it's going to come down to quarterback play in the fourth quarter. Can Drake May out-duel Tua? That remains to be seen. Remember, Tua has never lost to the Patriots in his career. But Drake is going to be the X factor in this game, especially late. He has got to play well. He has got to make some big plays for this team to go down there and get a win. And we know how hard it is to win down there. Even during the Belichick-Brady era, the Patriots did not have a lot of success in Miami.
Hey, John, what was your stance on the Patriots camp? Obviously, last year, Gerard Mayo's was very tough. There was run the hill, They were in shape. If you could say whatever you want about the team last year, they were bad, but they had work ethic. There's no doubt about it. Do you think that the Patriots had that work ethic in week 1? And when you say it comes down to the fourth quarter, it's hot there, man. And they talked about a fast start this week. That concerns me when I heard that. Fast start? Oof, that concerns me in Miami.
Yeah, but I think, look, regardless of who you're playing and where you're playing them, week in and week out, you have got to get off to a good start. So much of having success at football is setting the pace, and you want to get the opponent to play at your pace. And if you could score early and you get a couple of stops early and you get them to have to play from behind, now you're establishing your pace and you're making them play at it. And I think that's really important for the Patriots, especially because, as you mentioned, with the weather, and the weather will be a factor. I mean, it's going to be hot there on Sunday. And you mentioned conditioning and hydration. That's all going to factor into this. If you want to finish this thing off in the fourth quarter, you're going to need to be in shape. And that is a good point. This team does not look like a team to me that is in great shape right now physically. Now, we could sit here and debate whether they ran enough in camp or whether they did enough to get in shape or not. But last week in the second half, they did not look like they were in exactly the best of conditioning, and it showed. If you thought it showed up last week, it's going to show up even more this week when it's 85, 90 degrees down there with 80 to 90% humidity. They're going to need to be able to finish in the fourth quarter. And we're going to, if we want to gauge just where they are physically, this game's going to tell us a lot in terms of what kind of shape they're in. We're going to see it in the fourth quarter of this game.
If the Pats start 0-2, are you disappointed? Are you worried with Pittsburgh? Like, I don't think the season's over if they lose this week and start 0-2.
Yeah, no, I don't think the season is over either. But again, going into this season, I think a lot of people thought this was an 8 or 9 win team. If they start 0-2, we have to reevaluate that now, especially depending on how they lose this game, assuming they do lose. So is the season over? No. Do you still have a shot? Yes. Now, of course, your percentage of making the playoffs decreases greatly if you start 0-2. We know the whole 0-2 thing. But in a lot of ways, if this is going to be an 8-9 win team, you got to win this week. If they don't, we might have to temper our expectations. And potentially now we're looking at a 5-7 win team, which is quite possible given where they're at, because as much as they've upgraded the roster this offseason, there's still some deficiencies there. There's still some holes there. And one other thing I do want to say, Joe, so much is made in the offseason about strength of schedule. I think Sunday proved that strength of schedule is a waste of time, that it means nothing the next season. Teams improve in the offseason. They upgrade their roster. They change coaches. The teams that were bad in 2024 aren't necessarily all going to be bad in 2025. We saw that on Sunday with the Raiders.
I'm glad you said that. I you know me about the offensive coordinator. You know my feelings. I'm not a Josh guy. I don't think his offense works for Drake May. But when the people first tell me that the Patriots are going to win games because of an easy schedule, oh, do I quiver. It's just like, the Raiders were supposed to be a win, John. They weren't. Yeah. The Dolphins are supposed to be a win. What if they're not? I'm looking ahead a little bit and just I sniff things out. Today I saw multiple articles about the Patriots and Drake May needing time. And I think they get that from the coaching staff or from the Patriots. And I think that's what was spelled out in articles today to everybody. And I'm reading it, and it makes me feel like they think that it's going to be a slow build and that it could take Drake May some time because of the talent. There's not a lot of talent. I just don't think they lost last week because of talent.
No, I don't either. But I do think you saw some of the flaws in his game. They came up. The anticipation issues, the lack of accuracy in certain situations, missing guys that are open. These are things he's going to need to continue to work on. And when you go back and you watch his North Carolina tape, a lot of those things pop up in his college tape as well. And that's concerning to me. I'm not going to lie to you, because you're in year 2 now. Some of those things should have been fixed. But as I said after the game, you saw a lot of that inconsistency in training camp too. So we shouldn't be that surprised by the way he played. Now, are we at a place where we're ready to throw out the baby with the bathwater? No, of course not. You got to give the kid time. He's going to need time to develop here. And I know a lot of people want to rush the development of quarterbacks and they want them to get to franchise quarterback status as quick as possible, but that's not reality. Again, when you compare him to Jaden Daniels played 55 games in college. Drake May played 26. Jaden Daniels is going to be further along in his development. That's just a fact. So am I sitting here telling you at the end of this season, if he's not a franchise quarterback, stick with him, it doesn't matter? They're going to have to stick with him. I don't think you can walk away from him even if that's the case. But just because he's not at that franchise status right now heading into week 2, I think it's way too early to be panicking about Drake May and what he's going to be. Let's at least get through this season before we start having that conversation.
All right, John, let's get our hands dirty right here. I need to know. How does a professional quarterback who's had 4 offensive coordinators in the last 4 years, how does he learn new systems and work on his technique and footwork at the next level? And where I'm going with this is, should he have started last year instead of Jacoby Brissett, or should he have sat on the bench longer to learn? Because he was a gunslinger, and there were bad habits, but they needed him, right? The talent was so bad. I'm just curious, like, is he going backwards to take a big step forward? And how can he work on his mechanics? What does a quarterback do to work on those mechanics?
I don't think he's necessarily taking a step backwards, But it is important to note, and you just mentioned this, he's on his second offensive coordinator in 2 years. That does stunt a young quarterback's growth a little bit. He is a little behind here now, because if AVP was back this year and it's year 2 in that system, you'd see more growth and mastery of that offense. But this is a completely different system that he's running now. So he had to learn a new system, new terminology, a new way of communicating with his offensive coordinator. It's all new to him. So him struggling in the sense that maybe the rhythm and the timing aren't there, that's to be expected. He's still working his way through this new system. As far as the fundamental piece is concerned, really the only thing you could do, Joe, is he's got to continue to work on these things in practice. And they've got to put him in game situations in practice, which they're doing. They've got to put him in game situations so that he can work on his timing, his anticipation, playing from the pocket, delivering the ball on time, being accurate. That's how you're going to get him to develop in those areas, and he's going to break some of those bad habits, and he's going to become more consistent. But it's going to be a slow process because, again, he's still in the process of learning this offense. The entire offense has not been installed. Most of it has been put in, but now you're going to start to see the other elements of the offense being installed along with new things on a week-to-week basis with the game plan. Remember, this Patriots offense is a week-to-week game plan specific offense. That's all we heard through the years when Belichick was here. So I think he's going to continue to have some growing pains. The key here is he can't make mistakes that put them in a tough position and it costs them games. If Josh McDaniels can manage his development and keep him from turning the ball over and making mistakes, the Patriots should be in pretty good shape as they move along here this season.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I hate this guy, I hate comparisons. Jay Cutler had horrible footwork, but man, he could throw. He could
sling it.
He was a jerk, but he could sling it. He'd blame the offensive line personally to their faces. But he had bad footwork, but it worked. And I'm not saying he was the greatest guy. I fear that he'll always have that bad footwork, but because of his ability, he'll always be out there, you know? And I don't know. I don't think this system is made for him. I just want him to go, if it is, go under center more and have more slants and things of that degree, drags, you name it. But I just think his ability is downfield. I don't think they did it enough. Again, I sound like a Josh McDaniels hater. If I take that out of it, I just don't think the offense is built for him, John.
And that's a fair point. And you saw when he did have success last week, he's throwing those in cuts to Kayshon Boutte. Boutte is a really good middle-of-the-field route runner. He can body up defensive backs and make plays. You saw that last week. He was their leading receiver. But I do think, look, and this is an interesting point because it was brought up last week. How much should the Patriots adapt to him in his game, and how much input should he have, and how much of what he likes to do should they be running on a week-to-week basis? A, he should have a lot of input. B, you should be running things that he's good at. And C, it's okay to incorporate things that he has run in the past that he liked, whether it be at North Carolina or last season. But at the end of the day, your system is your system. And ultimately, particularly in the NFL, your quarterback has to be able to play in your system. If he can't play in your system, it's over. He's never going to become a franchise quarterback, and you're never going to win with him. So there's going to come a point where Drake May has to get acclimated to Josh McDaniels' offense and learn to play within that system. And McDaniels will do everything he can to put him in a position to succeed. But this falls on the player as well, Joe. May has to be able to adjust to playing in his system and getting comfortable in it. And I do think that's going to happen, but it's going to take some time. People are going to need to be patient. Look, let's be honest here. This team has sucked the last 2 years. So if this is another one of those seasons where maybe they improve by 2 or 3 games, then you take it. This team is not a Super Bowl contender right now. They're not even close.
Agreed. And I'm glad that you said, hey, it's Drake May that has to learn Josh McDaniels' offense. It makes it sound like I'm blaming Josh McDaniels. It just might be that Drake isn't a fit for that's all I'm saying. He might not be the fit, but it does fall on the player, and I almost wonder if that's why McDaniels is here, because if Drake May doesn't improve and they're not a better team, the fall guy will be Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, again, despite the success he has had here, you're right. Ultimately, he will be the fall guy. It won't be Mike Vrabel. and it won't be Drake May because you can't walk away from Drake May after 2 years. You have to give it at least another year. Now, if let's say he struggles and doesn't play well this year, and he doesn't play to the level that we're all hoping he plays, then you've got some big decisions to make next year. Next year's a big year for him in terms of whether or not he's going to be the franchise quarterback. Do you pick up his fifth-year option? There's a lot that is going to be in play there. All of that being said, it's way too early right now to hit the panic button on this kid. We need a larger sample size in terms of what he's done and hasn't done before we start talking about, could he be the franchise quarterback? Is he or is he not? Who's at fault here? Is it him? Is it McDaniels? I think it's a little too early for us to be having that conversation. Let's give it some time.
All right, John, New England Football Journal. Got about a couple minutes here, but BC covered. Larnigan looked good. UMass lost to Bryant, bro. Whoa, right? What else?
Not good.
What's going on this week? Anything? What games are out there this week?
Well, Boston College will look to bounce back. They hit the road for a West Coast trip out to Stanford on Saturday night. They'll be playing at 10:30.
They should roll them.
They should roll them. They're 13.5-point favorites. They should cover that number easy. Bad loss for them last week, though. That could have been a signature win for them and put them on a course where they could have potentially exceeded the traditional 6 or 7 wins. They'll bounce back this week, though, because Stanford is terrible. UMass, after losing to Bryant on a last-second field goal, huge win for Bryant, by the way, their first win ever against an FBS opponent. After losing to Bryant last week, they get rewarded with a trip out to Iowa City to take on Iowa. It's not going to be pretty. Joe Harris-Simiak said at the beginning of the week that they are going to sit some starters in this game, so Iowa's favored by 35.5, but I still wouldn't take Iowa at that number, Joe. Their offense is terrible. They have never been good offensively under Kirk Ferentz. UMass somehow, I think, will make this a game, and they'll end up being a pretty decent play as a dog. UConn is on the road as well. They travel to Delaware, and they need to bounce back after losing in overtime to Syracuse 27-20 last weekend. And we've got a bunch of high school games this weekend. Connecticut kicks off this weekend as well. In fact, they kicked off tonight. So plenty of football as usual.
And where are you at? Where are you at this week?
What was that?
What game? Do you guys have a game this week?
Not a lot in terms of the college games.
High school.
We're going to be at URI Holy Cross, which will be the best game of the weekend in terms of the Division I ranks here in New England. We're going to cover a bunch of high school. We've got a bunch of games we're covering tomorrow night. Big high school game on Saturday between Tabor Academy and Williston, Northampton. The NEPSAC League kicks off this weekend. NEPSAC football is terrific. You want to see some of the best talent in New England? Follow the ISL, follow the Founders League, follow the Evergreen League, follow NEPSAC football. There's some legitimate dudes in those leagues, and then the NEPSAC. And that all kicks off this weekend. Kevin Stone will be at Suffield, Dexter Southfield tomorrow. So some really good games to kick off the private school schedule here. And, of course, the big one is Tabor and Williston.
All right, and how about that game, St. John's Prep winning with under 10 seconds to go?
Yeah, huge for them. It's a bad loss for Springfield Central because if you win that game, they're always in the mix, but now all of a sudden the conversation is a little different. But big win for St. John's Prep, especially the way they were able to get it done. But I also think that let's give Springfield Central some credit. Despite losing that game in the fourth quarter, they acquitted themselves well. They're going to be a factor come playoff time in Division I. I know that a lot of people think it's a fait accompli that Zavarian three-peats, but they'll be the favorite. But the Prep, Springfield Central, Leominster, another team to throw in the mix, there'll be others there that could give them a run.
All right, and the big talk right now is Jeff Hafley. Well, he could be a head coach soon. And I'm just going to throw out the Miami Dolphins. Could he work there?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we covered Half when he was at Boston College. I think he's got the right temperament. I think guys want to play for him. He knows how to get guys to play for him. He's also a guy that free agents are going to want to play for if, in fact, he lands a head coaching job this offseason. I think the Miami Dolphins would be a great fit for him, especially if he can get the right offensive coordinator to utilize the pieces that they have there. I think they'll be okay. But it looks like there's a good chance that Tyreek Hill may not be there.
That's fine.
Wouldn't be surprised if they crap the bet if he's gone.
Trade Tua, trade him, get assets, go with Quinn Ewers. Have Zach Wilson, start if he has to. Start over there. Tear it down, baby. Jeff Hafley, I'd like it. I'd rather him over Bill Belichick because that's the other rumor that's out there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Jeff Hafley at this stage of the game would be a better fit. I don't buy Quinn Ewers as a starting quarterback in this league, but I agree with you. You got to see what he can do. And you know what? Look, the NFL is a league of quick fixes. If you have to tear it down, if you do it right and you have the right people in place, it shouldn't take very long to rebuild it.
He's John Sarianides, everybody. Go follow him. New England Football Journal. He's got Pats coverage. He's got college football coverage, high school coverage. And he joins us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. John, appreciate it, man. Go enjoy your Packers second half tonight.
Sounds good, brother. Always a pleasure. We'll talk to you guys next week.
You got it. He's John Sarianides. All right, I went late. So why don't we go to breaks, guess, here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Packers lead Washington 14-3 right now at halftime, and the Red Sox and Yankees begin a series tomorrow. Headlines. All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. No musings tonight. We'll have 4th and Friday tomorrow, and we'll muse away tomorrow night. It is September 11th, everybody. Of course, we want to remember people. I was close, or at least I grew up with the Bavis family, Mark and his brother Patrick. Mark was on one of the airplanes on September 11th. He was going to his first day of work as a scout for the LA Kings. He was with former Bruin Ace Bailey. They both passed that night. But Mark was an incredible hockey player, played at Boston University. They were the best athletes in the neighborhood. They lived 3 streets over from me growing up. They were older, but they were the best at hockey, like the best athletes in the area, and they have named that Mark Bavis Square, or Bavis Square, my hometown. So I'm remembering the Bavis family on September 11th. I'm sure everybody is impacted by somebody on that day. So I just wanted to take a moment to remember Mark Bavis, Ace Bailey, and everybody else that had connections to Boston, and everybody that was involved in the events on September 11th, 2001. Who will be remembered today. So we'll take a break. We'll get the show back on the road. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe.
Another doink, a double doink. Double doink. What would have that paid out? Oh my God. Guys, you know that's like one of my Super Bowl bets, right? Is the old double, is a doink? I love the I'm not saying that. Okay. The Red Sox play tomorrow, too, against the Yankees. It's a big one. We're going to get into it coming up in just a little bit. Headlines, they are brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipe plumbing. Drains by James, Slow Drain, Cloud Drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray.
Boston Talk Sports.
Drake May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub.
Ball on the near hash to the left hash. Brady takes the snap and retreats. He looks left. He fires the back shoulder for Brown. Touchdown Patriots inside the near left pylon.
Welcome to New England, kid. What a throw by the quarterback to the back shoulder.
That highlight there was the last time the Patriots beat the Dolphins in Miami. It was the Antonio Brown game. We can call it that, right?
Week 2, 2019.
Wow. So week 2, so 19.
September 15th.
So seriously, since Tom Brady's been gone, they haven't won in Miami. Week 2 of 19, dude. I was doing, no, was I? Felt like I was here. Doing post game. I don't know why. Maybe I was doing post game. I've been here can't even remember anymore. I remember, dude, Skaz, I was all in on Antonio Brown. They were too, by the way. Man, he was so good. He's a Hall of Fame talent.
He was living in Brady's backyard or his house or something like that. They couldn't have been more all in.
That back shoulder throw, though, was beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Hey, has Zoe been that happy since? That was week 219. Like, can we hear it again? I just want to hear Zoe one more time because he doesn't sound like that now.
Ball on the near hash to the left hash. Brady takes the snap and retreats. He looks left. He fires the back shoulder for Brown. Touchdown Patriots inside the near left pylon.
Welcome to New England, kid. What a throw by the quarterback to the back shoulder.
Whenever he talked about Brady, he always said, the quarterback. Well, all right, so that was week 2 of 2019, Skaz. How does Zoe sound after week 1 of 2025. Let's hear a difference. Let's hear if we got the old difference here. Because that's 19. Okay, so 19 to 20, 20 to 21, 22, 23. Let's hear it.
May back to pass, steps up, he's hit as he throws, and that pass hanging in the air is intercepted down the right seam. Paloma with the pick as May tried to hit Diggs, it appeared, running up the right seam, but couldn't really step into the throw as he was hit in the chest, and the Raiders have their first takeaway.
Did you hear this go, oh, no. Instead of him going, yeah. Even Sosi sounded defeated. Like that's what those guys have trauma from all this, man. Woof. They sound like different men.
The 30 left hash, Borregales, the snap down kick airborne to the uprights, and the kick is no good. Borregales with the miss pushes it, and the Patriots are still tied. The rookie.
That's a killer.
Out of the hold of Behringer, laces spun around. Spot looked good. Kick not so good.
I hope Tom or Tyler are listening so they can grab that. Are they going to do Sounds of Sunday? Can we do Sounds of the last time the Patriots beat Miami in Miami? Is Antonio Brown over Giselle now? Does that still get brought up? I heard Brady had to block AB. Like, personally had to block him on his phone. Anyways, Greg Bedard said this today from the Boston Sports Journal. After watching the Dolphins-Colts film, yes, Miami had some really bad plays. And I know nothing of its internal dynamics. But I think a lot of that game was the Colts, and they looked pretty good. Who knows about the QB? There was some good Miami stuff in the film as well. Greg went on to say, don't think they're a disaster yet. I just want to let you know, guys, that 3 publications today, The Herald, Mass Live, and Boston Sports Journal, 2 of them wrote about Drake May, and he's had 4 offensive coordinators, and it's still his, he's still young and all that. And then now we're getting one about Miami stuff looks good on film and they're not a disaster yet. This, to me, sounds like they have internal conversations with people that are there, and they're getting it out into the media that maybe they should temper some expectations. That's my take on it. What do I know? We just read articles every single night. Who knows? These guys might just be doing a job, putting in stuff, but I don't think those guys do that. So to me, I think they're hearing things. They have sources, connections, and are writing about what they know. And I am taking it as there's a lot of reservations regarding Drake May and the expectations of the team this year. But it's hard not to look at what's going on in Miami. And, guys, I'm putting you on the spot again, but I sent you earlier, and I can send it to you in Slack if you need it, but Damian Woody kind of went on a rant today just about the Miami culture in general. And whenever I heard anything about Miami today, it was really about Tua. A lot of it is all about the culture as well. So what is it? Is it culture? Is it Tua? Could both things be true? Let's listen to Damian Woody.
I've always said when it comes to the Dolphins, their play style doesn't it's not conducive to long-term success in the National Football League. Mike McDaniel, he draws up a lot of eye candy and try to fool people, but in the National Football League, it's about the line of scrimmage. It's about it's about physicality, imposing your will on that. There's none of that with the Miami Dolphins. And I've talked about their culture down there stinks. We've been talking about it all offseason. And when you come out there and lay an absolute egg on week 1, 33-8 to Daniel Jones in week 1? Like, come on, give me a break.
Now we've got a lot of ex-players, Skaz. I mean, we heard Whitworth earlier, right? It's Damian Woody now. Like, these guys won championships. These aren't just guys, They think this isn't good. Like they think this is like the flag is being thrown up. But again, the Patriots were the get-right team a year ago. People think it is different this year. We'll see on the football field. But I think this could be the Dolphins get-right game. And listen, I want the Patriots to beat the Dolphins. Like I although I have the under 8.5, I despise the Dolphins. There's something in my blood from being here. I despise the Dolphins. Never liked them in my life. When I think of the Dolphins and the Patriots, the number one guy I despise is Dan Marino. I don't even need to look it up. I'm 43 years old. I can tell you right now off the top of my head, quarterbacks that have the most wins against the Patriots in a career, it is definitely Dan Marino. I don't even need to look it up, okay? And I'm going way back, too. I'm going Theismann era. I bet you Joe Theismann's on that list. Who else has a lot of wins against the Patriots? Who else would? I'm trying to think of other guys.
I got the list, Joe.
Oh, my God, you have it. All right, Dan Marino's on that list. He's got to be number one.
He's number one.
Oh, can I take a guess? I got this one. I got it. Remember what do I always talk about when I think of Shannon Sharp in the phone in Gillette Stadium? Remember the Teddy Bruschi dropped the John Elway.
John Elway is number 7.
Oh, wow.
He has 10 wins against the Patriots.
Okay, so Marino's one. We agree?
He had 17 wins against the Patriots.
Joe Namath has to be on that list.
Joe Namath is number 2.
Okay, all right.
15 wins against the Patriots in only 20 games.
Oh, God. Okay. Colts. Let's think Colts. Is it Peyton Manning? No, he struggled against the Pats.
Peyton Manning is number 19 with 6 wins against the Patriots. Yeah. Josh Allen has more wins against the Patriots. Tua has more wins against the Patriots than Peyton Manning
Tua's got 7, so he's got to be like top 4, right?
Tua, Josh Allen, Ken O'Brien, Pat Ryan, Daryl LaMonica, and George Blanda all have 7 wins.
So
they are number 13 to 18.
Third is Tua?
No. 13th is Tua.
Who's third?
Joe Namath is 2. Number 3 is Bob Greasy.
Oh, God, that jerk. Just like the Dolphins were. Again, to see the Dolphins angle, if you're a Patriots fan, squish the fish is a thing. Okay, who's I'm curious. Who's 4?
Number 4, Joe, legendary Buffalo Bill.
Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly is number 4.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think that one.
Number 5 and 6, I don't know.
Got to be old school, right?
Joe Ferguson.
Yep, old school.
And Earl Morrell.
Yeah.
And then to round out the top 10, I'll give you until
Earl
2.
I wouldn't have got those because it was like I think was it Boston Patriots era? I can't remember now. But Marino was in Namath. I knew those two.
So then John Elway is 7th with 10.
Yep.
Then Don Strock.
Yep.
Len Dawson.
Yep.
John Haddle.
These are some oldies.
Frank Reich, former Colts coach, and Jack Kemp.
Frank Reich, the backup quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, has that many wins.
He had 8 wins in 12 games against the Patriots.
Oh, my God. Sports radio back then must have been like, oh, my God, that's disgusting. So Tua, with a win, will match Frank Reich, who played 12 games, and Tua's played what? 8, right? Because he got hurt in one of them.
Well, he's 7 for 7 pretty much, but yeah.
So in 7 games, 2 is 7. It's got to be the best percentage.
I got a question for you, Joe. Yeah. Will Josh Allen be number 1 on this list by the end of his career?
So Marino's got what, 17?
He's got 17. Josh Allen is 7. So he needs 10 more wins to tie Marino.
So 2 this year would be 9. 2 next year would be 11. 2 the following year would be 13.
So I think it'll be close. You have to figure the Patriots get a couple on them.
The Marino record, can Josh Allen, serious question, can Josh Allen play as long as Dan Marino did? Because Marino got his injury late in his career, man. Like, I watched a bad Marino. Like, Marino had a cannon of an arm, but he couldn't move. I remember Zoe backed him up one of those last years. Can Josh Allen? Yes. Can he last that long? Like the way he plays, is he a guy that's going to be a 15-year vet? I mean, right now he looks like it. But, and you know what? Elway was like that too, Skaz. Elway had a cannon of an arm, like probably one of the greatest actual arms of all time. But he was a baseball pitcher too, and like, you know, the Mahomes factor. And Elway could move, man. Elway played a lot. Yeah, I think he could, dude. I think he could. I mean, he's already past Elway, right? Now, granted, Elway didn't play them twice a year unless playoffs. Ooh, what a list there, huh? A lot of oldie. Man, the Pats sucked back in the day.
Earl Morrall played 21 years in the NFL for 6 different teams.
Give me the teams.
Oh, boy.
Was it like the
Lions, Dolphins are the only
Seattle
ones listed.
Okay.
Can't even. These other teams I can't even find.
Yeah.
He had a 51% completion percentage.
Wonder how he could have got this list.
Oh, for sure.
You know, we never talked about this, but Ken Dryden passed away. And I just when you think about like how many wins did he have against the Bruins, right? And I'm just pulling this up. Ken Dryden wins versus Bruins. He had, right? It had to be the Bruins, right? And I'm just thinking out loud. Ken Dryden won 6 Stanley Cups, several victories against the Bruins, and in the playoffs. Ken Dryden versus the Bruins. I'll have to look this up during the break. But if I was to guess goalie victories versus the Bruins, he'd have to be up there. And I'm trying to think of other guys. Most wins by a goalie versus the Bruins, according to StatMuse.
There was a time where it felt like Braden Holtby was one of those guys where he just beat the Bruins every year.
I don't know how accurate this list that I'm looking at is. But I want to look into it a little bit more because I felt like he'd be on that list. And I don't know why I'm thinking about other. Anyways, let's go to break. I'm gonna take a quick break here. Well, you're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub. call them the Joe Murray pre-party. It's Felger and Maz afternoons right now. Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Your assessment of the first 2 games of Bill Belichick's collegiate coaching career is what?
Fairly laughable. I want to be a fan of Bill Belichick, but he makes it impossible. The first game was just an absolute and total disaster on the biggest stage that he will ever have at North Carolina. The second game meant nothing. I mean, they're playing at Charlotte. I mean, not exactly the bastion of college football. I think he'll struggle. I think his comments this week make it even more difficult. I mean, why do you have to continue to be Bill Belichick? I guess maybe because you're 73 years old. But to say what he did about locking the Patriots out, it's just downright stupid. And by the way, we both saw the first game against TCU. Did you see a single prospect on his team that anybody would want to come visit? I didn't. But in deference to your players, you can't say that. You want to open the doors. But Bill Belichick's always been a petty, small-minded man. But when you win 6 Super Bowls and you're an assistant on 2 other ones, you can get away with it.
Oh, that was Paul Feinbaum. Talk about a Feinbaum, huh? Small, petty, and simple-minded?
A petty, small-minded man.
Small. Okay, I said it differently then. Petty, small-minded, huh? I said small first, but still.
Yeah, he got quite a few jabs in a minute there. And I didn't see any players you'd even want to scout down at UNC.
So listen, I only had a chance to. I've interviewed Paul when he was with when we did the old version of the morning shows, guys. With Pa and the Bear and Mildred,
Bear,
those days. Feinbaum was great, dude. Like for real. I don't always love. And really, anyone's opinion outside of football or sports. I care not to indulge in that. But I'll tell you, I think he gets it, Feinbaum. Like I don't think he's saying that to be a jerk or, to be on awful announcing or that to trend.
Yeah, he doesn't need that.
He doesn't. And listen, that guy could show up on Monday morning, and you know how many people from Florida are calling in about their team losing to South Florida? Like, that's all he needs.
He's got Alabama calls. Oh, yeah.
That's all he needs is somebody who wants to win the lottery so they can fire their coach, right? Like, that's all he needs there. He needs somebody to say something stupid or, Syracuse to run sprints and people call about it's our that guy can he does work hard. So this business is hard. You can't just show up anymore. You have to be able to do multiple things. But he could just say, yeah, he's working hard over there and whatever. No, he wanted to say, I hope Bill Belichick couldn't be or wasn't Bill Belichick. And in a way, I was thinking that, Skaz, but you know what? I'm the idiot. Because people change by not changing at all. He hasn't changed, and he's not changing at all. And I will tell you, I'm a little over the Belichick, Jordan, segmented radio. Like, I think I'm over it now, and I know I'm doing it right now, so I'm a hypocrite, and you can call me out for it. But this was more about Feinbaum. This is more about people that are in college football who have the pulse. And I'm not crapping on McAfee when I say this, but I don't think McAfee is giving that type of take about the coach because I think he really does respect Bill Belichick. Nick Saban, when they were giving out their picks, said, I can't go against my friend Bill Belichick. Like, this is college football, people. This is home field versus, road home. Freshman on the road. First road game. How does the kickers kick? What is the coach going to do? Who's going to be the better quarterback today? Who's got the better recruiting class? Like, there's so much involved in that sport. There's crowd noise. There's the wind. There's, you're going to take the ball first. There's so many things about college football. It's how do you handle your 2-minute late? What do you do before a 2-minute warning, which is new? Like, there's all those things. And Bill Belichick's the guy to figure that out? I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm just saying, where's his talent? And I think he sees it. I love the jab about, hey, do you think really there's any scouts for them to see there? Ooh, that was a good one. Because you know what? Quite frankly, there isn't.
And by the way, we both saw the first game against TCU. Did you see a single prospect on his team that anybody would want to come visit? I didn't.
You hear the laugh too. That's not hate. That's not spite. That's not that's almost pity, right? That's like a pity laugh. Golf clap.
And like, if things go south this year for Belichick, which it's early, but they're not trending in the best direction, is he going to have an insane recruiting class next year?
Not if they're shutting out people. I asked a friend, Hooch. I said, hey, man, would you want your kid to go to North Carolina? He goes, no. Is it about Bill or is it about the kids? Right?
Well, now it's about Bill. If it was about the kids, if it was about getting them to the NFL, you'd allow NFL scouts in your program.
We mentioned Kirk Ferentz tonight, right? I don't know why they can't get a quarterback, guys.
It's Iowa.
Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. I feel like a quarterback in Iowa, though, would be like the big star. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what? Not for nothing. Iowa State and Anthony Beck's Rocco Beck looks pretty good. Like, it's hard to recruit out there. Unless the guy before him was Brock Purdy, right? So, like, maybe I'm looking at the wrong Iowa team. And Michigan got J.J. McCarthy and won a championship. And now they have recruits.
They got the boosters. Number one, Bryce Underwood, right?
And who got involved in that? Who's one of the biggest boosters when it comes to Michigan? Dave Portnoy. Like, they're going to put money up to get the best guy. Now, Underwood didn't look great last week, right?
He's young.
But he also went up against one of the best defensive coordinators in college football over the last 20 years. On the road in his first game, Skaz. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's about Bill, and that's my problem. And I bring up Kirk Ferentz because he's a factory. The guy brings players in, gets you ready for the NFL. Boom. There's Iowa kids everywhere. And you know what? Stanford, they're a bad team this year. They're not good. They lost recruits. But Andrew Luck is trying to teach it from the basics up. He didn't want to name a head coach because he knows this year is a throwaway. So he brought in his friend Frank Reich in there, who's probably going to retire. Frank Reich, who we just mentioned a little while ago. They're bad, guys. Stanford's bad. We're going to see it this week against Boston College. They don't have skill on their team, but they're in the ACC. I don't know what's going to happen with their future. But at least Andrew Luck said, dude, we legitimately cannot have expectations this year. We need to play the games and recruit. And I think Andrew Luck's going to recruit. I do. I think Stanford's going to be a place where people want to play football again. Their problem is, what conference are they going to be in? How can you be in the ACC instead? I'm comparing different things here. I'm losing my mind about college football. I'm just trying to say, if you're going to start a program, you got to do it the way Andrew Luck is. And I wish that's what Bill Belichick did. Instead, it's still about him. It's still about him. Anyways. Did I just rant? I felt like I blacked out. Like, you ever see Old School? When Will Ferrell gets asked the question when they're at the debate or whatever the hell that was, and he just holds his breath and he comes out with the answer? That's what I feel like just happened to me. Can we talk a little Red Sox on the other side? Are they looking for a general manager? Huh? And I got to set up the weekend, by the way. Tomorrow night, we got a show. Red Sox Yankees. Get some football on. I mean, this could be a great weekend. We'll take a quick break. We'll hit the headline here. I'll give you the score of the NFL game coming up next on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Thursday Night Football featuring the Washington Commanders at Green Bay Packers. And, well, it's all Packers in this one. I got to tell you, former Boston College coach Jeff Hafley, he has got that defense looking good. And Micah Parsons, a big part of it tonight. They lead 17-3. back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Boom, 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 boom. Tool, man. Tool. Street Team Joe posted the segment that he was on the other night. How did he learn that? Did he learn how to do that, or did you do that for him?
I've showed him a couple tricks, Tools of the trade.
I'm going to retweet it right now. I did have people, someone just goes, Joe, you borrowed a Pearl Jam lyric. I've changed by not changing at all. Let Murray cook. Oh, someone else. Wow. I didn't say that because of Pearl Jam. I just want to let everybody know that. What's Hearts and Thoughts they say? Fade? Is that the song? Because I changed by not changing at all. No, Belichick changed. Oh, God, here we go. Well, you know what? Thank you, everybody. I'm glad people pick up on those things, but I didn't mean it because of that. But I guess in the long run, I'm influenced by that. So, sure, why not? Jeff Beliveau, for the second time tonight on Twitter, has mentioned that to me. He also said earlier, a disclaimer is a great Offspring reference, which is another. And I swear to you, I'm not doing it on purpose.
Accidental Murray.
It's yes, a mistake. Not even. But yeah, Street Team Joe and the I just shared it, and I get a lot of. You know what I will tell? I talked to the powers that be today. They love Street Team Joe as well. You got to tell you. And he'll be in studio. Well, I'll have him here tomorrow night with our intern, River. We're trying to get our interns up to speed so we can cut up some more videos so you guys can see our awesome segment. So if you miss anything, you can go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and you can see all the clips of all the shows. But you can also hear the morning show live and the night show live on 98.5 The Sports Hub. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Tim is in the car. Hi, Tim.
Joe, how you doing, my man? Good to talk to you.
How you doing?
Good, dude. Listen, just coming from The Conjuring, it was pretty good. You know, a lot of weird trailers out there, though. I thought I was going in there looking for something, but a lot of Halloween trailers. I obviously get the time, but, you know, I think you should go see it. You like The Conjuring movies?
Nope, but I know Street Team Joe does. He'll be in tomorrow night.
He'll be in tomorrow night? All right, can I call and give a review?
Please.
All right, can I ask you something else?
Yeah, I was going to say, what else? We got some. What'd you eat? You went to the movies? What'd you get at the movie theater?
You know, Joe, we got to sneak something in. You know what I mean? There's an Uno's in the parking lot. Get a little
Uno's,
deep dish,
bro? What, Uno's?
Oh, yeah.
Where is
Uno's,
this?
brother. Deep dish. Sturbridge.
Oh,
Come
you're on Route 20. Okay, I got you out there.
Yes, Joe, yes. But, you know, get a little deep dish, sneak it in there. You know, a couple chocolate-covered peanuts. You know, hey, the guy at the movie theater hooked me up. He layered my popcorn. A little popcorn, a little butter, a little popcorn, a little butter, a little salt. Joe, it was spectacular. I thought of you. I don't usually call in. Had to call and tell you, Joe.
Oh, I like that, man.
Yeah.
I used to go slush puppy is what I used to do. I'd mix the flavors up.
I like the slush puppy. You know what's crazy nowadays? They got the soda machines you can serve yourself. I should bring my own cup.
Could you, though?
I don't know. You know, this movie theater was kind of dead, so I don't think a lot of high security, a lot of low action, not a lot of people. Probably could have snuck a couple Mountain Dews in there, you know, fill it.
What is going on? It's a Sturbridge, huh? I've been to an old Sturbridge house. I've been to, I went to Teddy J's one night.
Teddy G? Yeah, Teddy G. Listen, Joe.
Teddy G, sorry.
You ever been to Kaizen, you sushi guy, a little hibachi filet?
I've seen it. I've never been.
Joe, you got to go. And can I end on one thing? Can we? It's a little late night. Can we talk a little cannabis?
But so I have an event this Saturday. I will be at a cannabis event, and it's a grand opening. And it's called Green Meadows. They have one out in Southbridge. Yeah,
you're going to one in Marlboro near the what is it? Apex.
Yeah, I'll be there this Saturday, 12 to 3 with 98.5 The Sports Hub. And
that's awesome.
They have a great story behind them, but General Patton's grandson is the person who owns the company.
Oh, that's interesting. Listen, that's awesome, Joe. I appreciate it. If you're out there, get a little Raisin Cane's, a little chicken finger, dip it in the sauce. You'll be all good. It's a pleasure, brother. I appreciate you very much.
Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Yeah, the place I'm going to on Saturday, and feel free to join us. The Green Meadows Cannabis and Dispensary, Marlboro. The grand opening is this Saturday. I'll be there 12 to 3. It's right across the street from Apex Entertainment. But yes, guys, I know you got to meet the fellow yesterday, but General Patton's grandson. And when I tell you that everything that they have there is based off military. So, for example, they have a tank, blunt and, joint and, or pre-roll, and vape, and they have an at ease pre-roll as well.
I'm in on that.
So everything is that type of theme. But that's a cool thing. Like, I think people got into the cannabis to try to make a buck, right? No, this guy's doing it he owns land and he's cultivating it. It's great. I can't wait. I'm going. I already told you.
In on that. I know a guy.
I know. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to help everybody that we know.
Joe, you might know a guy that's on hold right now.
Whoa, it's intern Luke. What's up, buddy?
Joe, how we doing?
Who's going to be the next general manager of the Boston Red Sox?
Wow, slow down. Craig Breslow's got it for a little longer. Come on.
No, he announced today that they're going to hire a GM next year.
Oh, I see.
You're
at
school now.
GM.
You're at school now, so you're not in the know as much as you thought you were anymore.
No, I see what you mean. Like a GM. You mean to tell me that you don't like Craig Breslow's the GM? You know what I mean?
No,
he's not the GM, but he is.
He's the president of baseball operations, and he's going to hire someone below him.
Oh, it's like he never left. Already arguing.
He didn't
even know the reports, guys.
What is the GM going to do? What is the GM going to do?
He's going to be a paper boy.
He's going to do exactly what John Henry and Craig Breslow tell him to do.
Exactly. That GM is not going to have a say in anything major.
All right, fine. I won't
doubt.
even talk about it then. Fine.
What did Brian O'Halloran ever do? Or what is that his name?
Well, what if they got rid of Sam Kennedy, moved Breslow up, and made Alex Cora the president of the baseball operations, and got a new manager?
I think everyone's too hard on Sam Kennedy personally. I know you don't like him.
Okay, what is Sam Kennedy's identity, and what does he do well?
I'm not his identity. I know his identity is kind of to be the spokesperson for the ownership group. He shows, to his credit, he shows face more than anybody else in FSG.
So that's what he does well?
Well, that's his identity.
No, but
who really knows what the three of them do separately?
I also asked what he does. What does he do well? Because he can shine.
Who really knows? Joe, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We know John Henry has the pocketbook, right?
Yeah.
What is between Tom? Yeah, he's got the checkbook, whatever you want to call it. He's got the cash. Between Tom Werner and Sam Kennedy, we don't really know what either of them do.
Okay.
Do you know what they do? You might know better than I do.
I think everyone just listens to the analytics and does that.
All right. Well, Joe, I got a food question for you.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, it's two. First question is, do you like sushi?
I eat it sometimes, but let's just go with no.
Okay. All right. So the idea, I saw this on TikTok a couple days ago. It was somebody made the equivalent of a burrito, but it was just a giant sushi wrap. Wrapped with the seaweed. It's got the rice, the fish, the avocado, the little ginger, whatever else you want to throw in there. I'm in. What do you got?
I'm out on seaweed.
Okay, you're out. Okay.
Skaz?
What about a big old burrito type thing of sushi? You're out on that?
Probably. What if I just rolled up a pizza and ate it like that?
I think that's just a calzone.
Dude, that's definitely what a calzone is.
What if I got some tofu and rolled it up?
Do you like tofu, Joe?
I do.
I like tofu as well. I think tofu gets a bad rap.
Yeah, I like pad thai as well.
Pad thai's good. It's got me dreaming because these food options at school are not too hot. But I've been cooking a little bit, Joe.
You got an air fryer in the dorm room? The apartment?
I got an air fryer. I got a stove. I got a microwave. I got a broiler. I got it all.
What's in there right now? Could you give us a little bit of a...
In the fridge? You want to see in the fridge?
Just tell me what you got. Yeah, open it up.
All right. I'll start in the freezer. I got like a frozen pizza.
You got to zoom in next time so we can get this on YouTube.
Yeah, you're right. I got frozen pizza.
What kind of frozen pizza?
Sausage.
No, like the name brand.
Home Run in Chicago's Premium Pizzeria.
I don't think I've heard of that.
I don't know if I have either. I just bought it. It looks good. I have a tub of ice cream that I've been eating out of.
What kind of ice cream?
And
name brand.
It's Friendly's chocolate chip cookie dough.
Yes.
Me and my lactose intolerant self have been downing pills and that ice cream.
Pills.
I got some leftovers in here earlier in the week. I cooked up. This was really good. I made bow tie pasta with Alfredo sauce, peas, and chicken.
Oh, that's
like quite good.
That's like a carbonara without bacon. Instead, it's chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know I don't like bacon.
That's right.
We got some fruit, some eggs, bread, all the essentials. You get it.
Okay.
Some sauces, some condiments.
Okay. Ketchup in there?
No bacon. Well, my roommate has bacon, but I don't eat bacon.
Okay. Are the Red Sox going to win the series this week?
The series against the Yankees, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to give it at least to take 2 out of 3, I'm going to give it like an 82% chance.
Luke, who has been the Red Sox MVP this season?
This season, Garrett Crochet. He's the only guy on the team that hasn't gotten hurt and has been A+ from opening day until now.
Who would be your top 3?
Top 3, Crochet, Bregman, Roman Anthony.
Where's Trevor Story landing there?
Trevor Story's up there, but Trevor Story was the worst hitter in baseball in the month of May. Trevor Story hurt the team in the month of May more than Alex Bregman did when Alex Bregman was hurt. Like, Trevor Story actively hurt the team. He was
hurt the team more,
bad.
Rafael Devers or Trevor Story?
Rafael Devers.
Okay, then.
They started winning right when they traded him.
Okay.
Trevor Story's got, what, 4.5 wins above replacement this year?
Luke, who's the 4th starter in the playoffs?
You know, that is a great question. Like right now, it feels like Peyton Tolley. I'm not safe throwing Dustin May out there. Dick Fitz is still injured. You're certainly not going to throw Connolly early.
I know who it's going to be.
Who's it going to be, Joe?
Brendan Bernardino.
Do you think they're going to do a bullpen game?
Probably.
I honestly wouldn't be shocked if they did just 3 starters, Crochet on short rest.
Well, that numbers don't...
I think that's a bad decision.
Yes, his ERA is over 3.
But I would not be shocked if they did that.
All right, intern Luke. Well, we got to go. But next time you call,
all right, Joe Murray.
FaceTime, Zoom us, and we want to see your place.
Oh, I appreciate that, Joe. I want to see your face.
Yes, you can see my face, and we can see your place.
Let's do it.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, Joe. Take care.
All right, bye. You think he misses us?
I think all the interns, Joe. I think that's probably the best endorsement of the night show there is that we can't get rid of any of our interns.
I heard from 3 of them tonight.
This week alone, I've talked to Kevin, Bryson, Luke, Trent.
You've talked to all the ones, and I've talked to the other ones.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Is that what this is like?
I enjoy it.
What's up with Trent? I miss Trent. I was thinking about him today.
He hit me up. I've got to do like a little. He has to do something for a class. He asked me if I would help him with it, like a little podcast or something.
Take, but him and Josh were a good duo. But they should do a podcast together. I think I said
absolutely.
That to them.
Yeah.
Like because they're different.
No, Trent was great.
Trent's like a great take guy, where Josh is more like a polished broadcaster.
Yes.
Yep. But like you need the guy. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God! The show's over. We have to go? Well, I don't want to go. I want to know what's in Luke's fridge.